morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and it's going to be hot today.
Yay.
Who's excited?
Me.
For the hot weather, hot and swampy weather. That's
Nothing
right.
like standing on asphalt, shooting fireworks off in the heat.
Oh, that's tonight. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Wear your jorts.
Captain Jim's tonight. We'll be out there starting at 6 o'clock. Hopefully, it'll start to cool down.
No.
They're calling maybe for a little rain in the afternoon. Maybe that'll cool some stuff off.
Let's see. We're going to be out there at 6.
6 o'clock. Give me West Alton, Missouri.
West Alton, Missouri. 6 p.m. It's going to be 91 degrees.
Sweet. But it's going to feel like?
Won't know till we're there.
Okay.
Well, heat index today is 102.
102.
That's not a big deal. Come on, man.
No, come on, man.
We've been here long enough. We can adjust. Mind over matter. Deep breaths. Cool moss.
Listen, I've been going to Captain Jim's for 15 years now on a year-to-year basis. And we've had some hot ones. We've had some cool ones. We've had some rainy ones. We've had some flooded ones. This will be one of the hotter ones. It'll be fun, though. And every time, regardless of the weather, we have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of forget about the weather after the first time Captain Jim walks over and lights all that stuff.
Yeah. All that stuff kind of disappears.
Well, and you can go into the air-conditioned dirt cheap that's right there.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
true.
Which is nice. Which is what I like to do. I like to buy people bubble gum in there. You know, like get a random listener.
Uh-huh. Hey, you want some bubble gum?
Yeah. Would you like some Red Hots?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps some big league chew.
Hey, how was the baseball game yesterday?
Oh, it was
hot.
Moist.
It was hot. Well, swampy.
I'm not even going to say moist. I'm going to say that my thighs were leaking.
Oh.
And when I'm saying, go ahead and throw up. Because I had on, like,
Lern's thighs.
athletic shorts that were airy. And it was like, I mean, it was wet.
What do you mean? Okay.
Wow.
All right.
It was like the back of my knees were flooded.
Okay, so what kind of fabric are we talking about? Nothing breathable?
No, it was. It was like the very thin, like almost papery, like, I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah, loose clothing.
Loose clothing. And I had a tank top on.
Were your seats exposed?
Yeah, the left side of my body was in the sun.
Oh, my God.
And then as the sun descended down past, the stadium, I mean, people were like clapping as it left.
Oh, people were clapping as the sun went away?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was great.
How were the crowds there? Was it a well-attended game?
No. It was better than you would think. Like we had a little traffic getting in. We got there right at game time. So
I mean, it's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday evening. It's 1,000 degrees out. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Still the Cubs, though.
It is
the Cubs.
Yeah, but they don't have any big. They have like one guy that's doing pretty good. I know they're in first, but they're not really like a first place
Yeah,
team.
but still
They're
the
like
Cubs.
a fake first place.
It's still a Cards-Cubs game.
Had 2 Budweisers, big old thing of nachos, not in a helmet.
Oh,
What
why?
happened?
Well, because I couldn't find a helmet distribution center. I was like, where can I get nachos? They need to have here's where the nachos in a helmet exist.
You need to go to the team store, buy a helmet,
right.
and then buy nachos
And
and
just
do
dump
it
them in
yourself.
there. I know.
I mean, it'll cost you a lot of money, but
Oh, and we were,
Worth
see, you were asking yesterday about like pricing. So 140 for the tickets, 50 for parking.
50 for parking. Ooh, I don't. Where'd you park?
Yeah,
We
they bumped
parked at BPV. We got the BPV. Yeah. Didn't stay in the main lot. Had to go up in the parking garage at Ballpark Village.
Why don't you go across the street?
I don't know. I was like, I was driving. So I'm like, where do I no.
$50.
$50, but my
Damn.
sister also paid $50 for like another parking garage nearby. So it's $50.
Damn.
Yeah, they upped it.
Have they jacked the prices?
Oh, yeah. You pay for the convenience.
Yeah, inflation.
Then it was like, so 50 for parking.
Yeah.
Then
So now
nachos and a brat
Now, before you even enter the stadium, you're
were 190 in.
190 in.
Then we were about probably, I would say, 230 after we got a brat, nachos, a beer, and a water.
Brat, nachos, beer, water.
It's like $30-ish, $40-ish. And then I got another beer as I was, in my seats.
Brat, nachos, beer, water for that year. I mean, that's $50 at least.
Yeah, $10
That's at
out.
least $50.
So now, okay, so there we are.
You're in vacation brain.
We are, and I was just like, whatever. And Tim had to have Dippin' Dots. So whatever.
See,
that's another.
see, that's what I'm saying.
When in Rome,
dude.
You go, exactly. You go vacation brain. And you're like,
it's fine.
I'm not counting it anymore.
Yeah, we'll deal with this. The consequences of my spending at another time.
Yep. Well, Tim had told me on the way there. He goes, "Hey, got paid this week." I'm like, "Cool." So everything like hit our bank account. I'm like, "Let's go nuts."
Okay, let's splurge a little bit.
So then we get to the
Tim's
seats.
a Dippin' Dots boy.
He's a Dippin' Dots boy. So then we're at the seats with Jerry, my stepdad, and my sister's in town, and we're having a good time. And then I noticed that somebody that I knew was on the big screen. You know how they go to the crowd. And so I text John Hewlett and I said, "Excuse me, I'm here."
Right.
I would also like to be on the screen.
You had to announce your attendance to the guy who's announcing the game. So John Hewlett's doing his job up in the booth. He gets a text from Lern announcing that she's there.
I'm here. Let everybody know. And I said, "Here's my section. Here's my row. Here's my seat." And he goes,
"Make sure I'm on the Jumbotron."
He said, "Stand by." And I'm like, awesome. And so, every time that they would break, I was sitting next to my sister and I'm like, ooh, I don't know where we're going to be on. And so then for the first form flex cam, they went to us.
Nice.
And I flexed.
That's a big deal.
And I chugged my beer.
That's a huge deal.
Especially when you've used your celebrity to announce your celebrity to be recognized for your celebrity.
I'm so strong, you guys.
Yes. And then to be on the first form flex cam.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You were on the
What's
cam.
You
up?
flexed on John, who flexed on someone in the stadium to get you on a cam where you flex.
This is the norm. Yes. So we were on there, and we got Jerry and Tim. We all were flexing. And
Did you go
great.
like this? Now you were saying to your party,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're going to be on
Get
at
it
some
together.
point. We're going to be on at some point.
Look better.
And
Yeah.
now it's time for the first form flex cam, and then there you are.
Costanza.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. I flexed big and hard. I was like, you see this? Andy Frisella, you see this? Yeah. And anyway, people were excited. And then a guy outdid me, though, because they went to other people, and this guy lifted up his shirt and showed his boobies to the and I was like, this mofo.
Respect.
I was really into myself,
Showed you up.
chugging my beer and flexing. And then this guy outdid me.
Yeah, well.
And then we went upstairs to see John, because that's what I do. And Jerry and my sister had never been up there where he does the broadcasts, or not the broadcast, but
This
the PA
is you
announcing.
flexing again. Hey, you guys want to go backstage?
Yes.
You guys want to go backstage at the game? I got you. Let me call my friend John Hewlett.
It's a ritual.
Was anyone not ready when the flex cam came up?
No,
Did
we were
anybody
all ready.
get George Costanza?
No. I was like, Jerry, I'm like, get it together.
Was Jerry flexing?
Yeah, Jerry was
'cause
flexing.
You guys went, I mean, your sister's in town, in from Colorado, celebrating Father's Day.
Yeah, late Father's Day.
And this was a nice gift for Jerry. Mm-hmm. Did your mom wind up going?
No, my mom's in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. Conveniently.
Right. She doesn't want to be with the family. Her youngest is in town. I got to go.
It's too hot to go to the game. I'm going to Minneapolis. I understand.
Yeah.
So you bring everybody upstairs.
Yes. And so as we walk in, we see our friend Ben Boyd, who
Love Ben.
always comes down here with Benji Molina, and he has Tony LaRussa with him. And I'm going, oh my God, which is, I don't know why I get like this, because I'm not like a sports fan, but I get excited when I see all the people. And I'm like, Tony LaRussa. And so he's really sweet. And he's like, hey, what's going on?
You know you're really excited to see somebody when you say their name out loud.
Yes.
He's like, wait,
Their
are you
whole
the
name.
gal from the flex cam?
When
Yeah.
when you say their
First
whole
and
name.
last name.
Like when I ran into Derek Jeter, and as I was very excited, I think today's his birthday too.
Oh,
Hey,
Happy birthday.
buddy.
When I ran into Derek Jeter at the coming out of a restaurant in Vegas, I at a very high pitched squeal went Derek Jeter.
yeah.
When I saw Vanilla Ice in the airport, I said, Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle. Yeah, that's it. That's if you know somebody is genuinely excited to see somebody else, a celebrity, they'll say their full name
Yes. And I did.
and uncontrollably.
But it was really cute because
Larusa.
Jerry doesn't really meet famous people very often, and he was so cute, and he was like, Tony LaRussa, we were on a plane one time and I didn't say anything to you, and Tony's being real sweet to Jerry and is like, okay, and Jerry's like, and then we were at the baggage claim at the same time, it was like, did you remember? And this is like the 90s, this is 30 years ago.
I was hammered the whole time in the 90s, bud.
Would have said Jerry, Southwest flight number 347.
Green suitcase.
Illinois guy, right?
Oh, Jerry would have lost it. It was so cute. And then we went and saw John and sat there with him for a second, which I loved.
Wait. So what did? Let me ask you. So
Okay.
Jerry's like, I saw you at an airport once. So what is Tony's reaction to that?
He's just trying to get through this as fast as possible. He's like, great. Yeah, pretty much. He's like, And Ben Boyd is carrying him away, is like trying to get him away from us.
Get him away from the psycho.
Which is fine. Yeah.
I was on a plane with you. And we, I got my luggage and you were getting your luggage too.
You were seated next to me and we didn't talk the whole time. Yeah, that's what Jerry said.
I remember you, the weird guy.
Yeah, Jerry.
Well, what an experience.
It was great.
And then you went to go see Polo and Benji.
Yeah, so Polo and Benji's broadcast booth is right next to John's, and so it's real easy to go right there. And I popped in and said hi to those guys, and it was so good to see Polo.
They go, hey! Oh.
Well, Polo was speaking Spanish to me. I'm like, Polo, I can't speak Spanish. And he's like, and he was talking about the RizzShow in the broadcast, I believe, or at least in the headset. So he said something about us.
Wow.
It was fun.
Pretty cool.
And what time are you out of there?
I got home at 9:30, so we left there probably like a little bit before 9.
Okay, not bad.
Not bad.
How many innings did you make it?
Top of the 8th.
Top of the 8th.
Right when the game started changing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've said, I'm going to get out of here. And then as you're walking to the car after leaving the stadium, you hear like the fireworks go off because somebody did something very exciting.
That didn't happen last night.
We were down 8-0, but then by the time I got to my car, the fireworks were going off.
I've had the leaving the game because it's such a blowout, and then on my way to the car, somebody will text, go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're at the best game ever."
Yeah, right.
Right.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're witnessing history.
We have had multiple listeners, though,
man.
text in or comment or email and say, Lern's not allowed at games anymore. Because we kicked the crap out of the Cubs this week.
Yeah,
and then
I agree.
Last night was garbage.
I mean, was it 8-0?
Yeah.
Which team were you rooting for?
It was very bad.
I had on a red tank, okay? I made my presence known. I yelled a couple of times when Arenado did something cool.
Yeah.
Also, Mason Wen. He was
What
very
about
good.
him?
I enjoyed him very much.
Did he say hi?
No.
Oh.
So one RizzShow listener. Nobody came over to 137. I was very upset.
Oh, nobody did?
No.
It's too hot.
Yeah, people are just like, whatever.
Everybody's listen, at that point, it's survival.
Mm-hmm.
They were all eating nacho helmets.
We happen to buy tickets for one of the hottest games of the year. We're just trying to survive. We don't need to say hi to
It
anybody.
was gross.
Yeah, last time I was at a game, it was that hot. I was sitting out the right field, like right above the right field wall, and the guy in front of me. I mean, it was a day game. It had to have been 1,000 degrees out, and the sun was beating right down on that section we were at.
Yeah.
It was like God had a magnifying glass and was like,
and you were the ant?
and we were the ants, right above, right above Aaron Judge in right field as the Cardinals took on the Yankees that afternoon. And the guy in front of me had very short hair, and it was so sweaty, and he kept running his hands
Nice.
in the opposite direction of the way his hair goes, so it's like misting.
Yes, it was
So it was misting. It was like a mist, and it was going in my mouth.
his scalp
It was going in my mouth.
His scalp was spitting at you.
Oh.
It's so nasty. What are you doing? Ugh. Part of society.
It was in my mouth.
Got all over your nachos.
All
man.
my nachos and my beer. Oh, it's
That's
gross.
Still ate them though. I mean, for the price,
Yeah,
you gotta
well,
keep,
yeah,
you gotta eat them.
$30.
I had a situation, the guys that were sitting in front of me, I had my beer in the little cup holder, and it's a bottle of beer, so it's pretty tall. And this guy kept putting his arm like around his friend to like talk to him really fast. And I didn't see it, but I have a feeling because he had a reaction that his like nasty elbow, like his sweaty elbow or something,
nasty.
like
You're saying his pit.
grazed the top of where I drink out of the beer. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just a
You know
trash
what?
person because I'm just going to keep
Yeah,
drinking.
at that point, you get to a point where everybody's gross.
And
yeah, but if you do that once and you realize like there's stuff back here, like come on, Maestro,
No,
put your arms
it's
down.
his fault.
Right.
For doing. Did he do it once?
I think he just did it once, but that was enough because he was like, turn around, like, oh no, I just hit her beer or something.
Yeah.
I didn't see it happen, but his reaction made it seem like that.
Yeah, we'll get to the point where everything's gross. It doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
For 2 months, for July, maybe end of June to let's say mid-August, every single giveaway, the ticket giveaways should just be like small towels, like different variations. Collect them all and all that kind of stuff for the sweaters.
Yeah.
And that way everybody just has the sweater folks. They just go like they get to dry themselves off as the games go on.
Yeah,
so there's
just
no
to
missing
sop
or
up
any of that
the,
stuff. Yeah.
They should do
give out
like
towels.
handkerchiefs.
Oh, were you
'Cause
there when John Gruden threw out the first pitch?
No, we were walking in.
Oh.
As the first pitch
I wonder
was
how
being
that
thrown.
went. John Gruden was out there to throw out the first pitch.
He's a big Cards fan. He puts stuff on Instagram all the time.
He's a big St. Louis sports fan because he was doing that during the Blues playoffs, too.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
Is he
I'm
from
sorry.
here?
No. He is the former coach of, he was with
The Raiders.
Tampa. He was fired when he was with the Raiders. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Saints. Right? Was he Saints? Was he the Saints coach?
I feel like
remember that.
I've seen him in a Saints thing. Cardinals too, right? When he was the Cardinals for a
He
minute?
is
Yes, sir.
famous football coach.
When he in Guardians of the Galaxy?
What?
Eagles.
Eagles. I don't remember.
He held
that.
his first head coaching position with the Raiders during their Oakland tenure from 98 to 01.
Yeah.
Then Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Won a
And
Super Bowl, right?
Won a
with them.
Super Bowl with them, and then back to the Raiders.
Back
I
to
don't
the
think he
Raiders.
ever coached for.
Oh, it
Not
does.
the
No,
Saints.
it does say Saints.
He was a Saints coach?
That's what it
Well,
says.
listen, doesn't matter. He threw out the first pitch. I want to know how it went. I got to look that up.
He was
Anyway,
brought in by the Saints for a workout for their offensive coaching. That's all it says.
Of course, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Anyway, glad you had a good time.
Yeah, worth it.
You didn't get your nachos in a helmet, but nonetheless, Jerry got to meet Tony Larusa for 3 seconds.
It was, and you know
The
what?
Cardinals lost.
Happy Father's Day. And
Happy Father's Day, Jerry.
it was all my sister and I trying to one up each other the entire time. She took some photos with her dad in a photo booth that they had at Busch Stadium. She's like, yeah, I'm going to hang these up in the house. I'm like, Jerry, we're going to have to get some photos later. It was competition nonstop
For Jerry's love.
for Jerry's love. And then when I introduced him to Tony Larusa, Emily's like, gosh, damn it.
He turned around and said, "Top that, bitch."
Yeah. Suck
Thought
on
we were
that.
family.
Suck on that, council.
Couple. Gruden was not fired. He resigned
Rest
his
my
position.
case.
Gruden was not fired. He resigned his position. Rizz, facts is facts.
Because of the emails.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a John Gruden fan, so. You guys hear about this cop who lost his job? Speaking of losing jobs. Cop may lose his job for farting in a coworker's face. I'm intrigued. That's the headline.
No filter?
Which coworker?
Oh, he did coach for a lot of other teams, by the way, as an assistant. So you may have been right.
Sure.
I apologize.
Cop in England might lose his job after he asked a female coworker to pull his finger and then farted in her face.
Women
Cop
are getting
dusting.
fed up. This is the second story in a week of women getting super pissed at men for farting in our face.
Farting in
What was
your
the other
face.
story?
It wasn't in her face. The guy farted on the
Yes,
the
it's
lady
a-
that cried because he farted near her in a.
Oh, yes, in the grocery store, yes. So he's now dealing with a disciplinary review to decide if he should be fired or not. The coworker says she knew what he was planning to do when he asked, pull my finger.
Right.
And then
So she told him, go away. But then he spun around, stood on his toes, and then just blasted her.
I'm impressed with people,
Farted in her face from less than 6 inches away.
people that can do the pull my finger trick. It is impressive. It's like people that can belch really well on command.
Well, it's usually when you got one in the chamber, you'll ask somebody to pull your finger.
I know, but still the timing of it and the coordination is very impressive, is what I'm saying.
I mean, there are some people that could fart on command. There are some people that could burp on command.
Right. I can't do any of that.
Those are their superpowers.
I'm so jealous.
Superman could, fly and has, heat vision.
a couple things going for
A
him.
couple things going for him. This guy could fart on command. I don't know.
Bobby the Bone Man Jaycox is a fart on command guy.
Is he?
Yep.
Not all heroes wear
He
capes.
can. I don't know. He's just like, you can't. He thought everyone could, which is the funniest thing in the world to me. I go, what? He goes, yeah, you can just suck some air up in there and go. And I go, no, man, go to the doctor. There's something wrong with your cavities.
And how are these people not pooping themselves all the time? Because you are forcing it out in a way that is unnatural. And I feel like that's where people
I'm sure
crap
there's been some
themselves.
accidents. There may be some accidents, but some people can actually pull air up into their cavity and
Right.
force it out. That is a skill that some people have.
Now, is that, and this is completely medical question, is that the same as people tasting through their anus? Haven't you heard about that?
No.
I don't think that that's real.
that was a story a couple years ago where they were talking about some person could taste something. They kept putting different flavors up their bums.
They're faking it. Maybe they're like associating certain textures
It was like
or something like that. There's no taste buds down there. You cannot
there's
taste.
something about it.
Those are hemorrhoids.
Well, they
No,
had
they're
taste
buds.
glands.
Did they have a twin in utero and only the tongue is left and it's down there?
Oh,
Get out of here, man. This is not like somebody's fooling
There was
you.
a story, unless I am living in a psycho world that doesn't
let's
exist.
look it up.
Somebody's yanking your chain.
No, you cannot taste through your anus.
See if there was somebody
Darn
who
it.
could, though, or was
Taste
claiming.
buds. No, you cannot taste through your anus. Here's why.
Okay.
Taste buds, the sensory receptors for taste, are located on your tongue.
Yeah.
What if you have a tongue?
So if you could taste your anus, imagine every time you poop.
I know.
What an awful experience that would be.
There goes another piece of corn.
The anus does not have taste buds or the corresponding nerves that send taste information to the brain, while the lining of the anus can absorb certain chemicals, which is why some medicines are given rectally. This is not the same as tasting.
Listen, I know that this is Reddit.com, which is a cesspool full of misinformation often, but somebody says scientists find taste receptors on testicles and anus.
No, we're done here.
Taste
No way.
taste
dude.
receptacles on your
And
testicles.
this is from foodbeast.com, which is not reputable in any way, but if you have testicles, you also have a gorgeous set of taste receptors right at the tippy tops of your gonads, just waiting to approve or disapprove of flavored choices.
Oh, well, I'll...
No. No.
Come on.
No.
It's 6:30. We made it a half hour. Can
No.
I say something that might need to be dumped out?
No.
Fine.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be gross or anything. This was something that I remember seeing.
I don't think it's true.
You have 2015. You have taste receptors in your colon.
Imagine working with that guy at the Bluebell ice cream factory, where they're checking for top notes of vanilla. And there's one guy that's like, I have a better way.
And he's got taste receptors in his tuchus.
His gonads.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, this guy farted in the woman's face, and this happened way back in 2021, and the disciplinary thing is still not resolved. And I'm talking about a fart that's lingering on for a couple years now.
Yeah.
If the review board decides it qualifies as, quote, gross misconduct, he will lose his job. It's hard to argue it wasn't misconduct, and it definitely was gross. But, I mean, is that grounds to lose your job if you fart in somebody's face?
I
think it is.
Flabbergasted at the amount of resources that have had to be wasted.
Yeah.
2021, this happened, and they're
Yes.
still figuring it out.
It's still going through the system.
Like, the amount of man hours that have been wasted on this guy ripping ass is hilarious.
Is this
guy's
ground?
name?
Is this? I don't know his name.
This might be the most expensive fart.
Can we call him Gene? For some reason, I just feel like Gene.
Gene.
God dang it,
That's
Gene.
Gene's
You gotta,
thing.
Gene Stinklebaum.
you gotta stop farting on people.
It's
Gene.
Gene's thing.
That's just Gene.
Oh, so this woman's new, and during her
Initiation.
her tour of the facility. Hey, that's Gene over there. If Gene asks you to pull his finger, don't do it. Don't do it. Gene's known for farting in your face. And she told Gene to get the hell out of there. But Gene, he's going to blast away anyway, farts in her face. Next thing you know, his job is on the line. Should he lose his job? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I
don't want anybody working for me that's going to rip in somebody's face.
Right. I will say for radio, we do hold the line of respect for not farting in front of each other. You know, you would assume this is an industry where we would be doing that.
In the room.
Well, yeah, there's codes because we're in very tight enclosed spaces.
Right.
And I don't want to smell your colon, I'll be honest with you.
No.
Which is the opposite of my other business. Because
in
on a tour bus.
In the band biz. We're not in the band biz,
Dude,
though. We're in the radio biz.
I'm not going to name the band, but there is a very famous band, and one of the guys was famous for doing the unfiltered. So if somebody was hammered.
Pink eye.
So the rule, poop articles. So the rule on a bus is the bunk zone is the safe zone. If you can make it to your bunk, it's a sacred zone. You're not allowed to touch anybody in their bunk. You're not allowed to do anything. Like, that's their zone. It's a lockbox in there. If you pass out anywhere else, it's fair game. I mean, there were eyebrows shaved. There were people that were, spray painted.
I would live in my bunk then. I would never come out of my bunk.
There was a lot of crazy things that happened to people that passed out and didn't make it to their bunk. But there's one famous guy who would, he would unfiltered, meaning no pants in between the fart and the face.
Yeah.
Until that unfiltered turned into something completely different.
That was an
neat.
accident.
Yes.
It was confetti.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it was the, shall we say, fart that changed the world.
Oh.
It changed the touring industry. No one was doing unfiltered after that. This guy, I'm pretty sure he hasn't done it since.
Yeah, the band broke up.
Dude,
That's
it was
why
a
Jason
big
Newsted is not in
deal.
Metallica anymore.
Right.
That's exactly right.
That's
And you heard
actually
it
what
here
happened to
first.
Jane's Addiction.
Yeah, that's why
That's why
Jason
they weren't
That's
at
why
Evolution
Perry
Fest.
swung on
Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro. As Dave went over by Perry and goes, "Hey, Dave, pull my finger." And then even he didn't do it. He spun around and farted on Perry Farrell.
He would scream, unfiltered!
Well,
and then do it.
I don't know. This guy may lose his job. I mean, he'd do it in a woman's face, too. There's a certain...
Yeah,
Hey, we
there's a
want to be
decorum.
treated as equal, and if this is part of that, we have to endure.
Well, let me ask you this question. And there was a big article about chivalry. Uh-huh. Is chivalry dead?
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay, so the article explores whether chivalry, traditionally understood as men showing, special politeness or courtesy, especially towards women, is it dead in 2025? You say no.
I say no. Not to me, it's not. I have a lot of doors being held open for me, men being very courteous when I'm in a room.
Well, so the article author, it's a woman. She says she had this wild experience with a guy practically shoving her out of the way to get a bus seat.
Gosh.
And it got her thinking, do men even do those gentlemanly things anymore? Apparently a lot of women don't see it. Where if you ask a guy, they'll go, "Oh yeah, I'm chivalrous," but
Are you giving
those
up your
just-
seat? Are you holding a door? Are you standing up when somebody stands up at a table? Like, that's definitely dead.
are the classic gestures like holding doors or giving up seats, is that something that's vanishing, or are we just seeing a new kind of politeness?
Wait, standing up when someone else stands up at a table?
Yeah. You ever see that? That's like if somebody needs to get up. If let's say we're all sitting at a table and I need to go to the restroom and I stand up. Back in the day, everybody would stand up
Yes.
with the person to get as they left.
That's real old school.
I know. That's dead. Nobody's doing that
I've
anymore.
been in a situation where that's happened.
Really?
I'm glad not everyone's standing up when I have to go poop or whatever. If you're trying to sneak away from the table, I don't want everyone to stand up and be like, "Look who's going to the bathroom."
Hello.
Okay, so the last time it happened, and it was almost startling, and this was a bunch of years ago. I was out at I was sent to New York to host an award show, like a radio award show, and we went out to dinner after with some of the heads of programming for Hubbard Communications, including our big boss, Ginny Morris. So she got up to leave the table, and she was leaving, and when she got up, everybody else stood up. And I still was eating.
Oh, no.
And it was one of those, ooh, and then I
You
put
gotta
my
stand for the queen, man.
that's what it was. Everybody stood up, and I was looking around. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the only one sitting down still. And I
Face full of pasta.
Like a spaghetti noodle hanging out of your mouth.
I had the napkin still on my,
You had to suck a noodle up.
still eat my ravioli. Yeah, that was the last time but it
Interesting.
was very formal.
Yeah, I like that. I get that it's annoying in a casual setting, but I think there's something to if you're at a really swanky place, dinner-wise, that's sweet. I don't know, the manners of those old school manners.
Pulling the chair out.
Yeah, pulling the chair out. That doesn't happen as often.
That doesn't happen as often.
Like opening the door, like that. And when those things do happen, though, in 2025, holy crow, you're talking next level, damn.
Will Tim open the door for you for the car?
Sometimes it depends on the sitch. Last night I was driving last night, so no, he wouldn't open my driver door, but I love it whenever he opens the door for me.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I think that's a cool
I'll open
thing.
the door for my wife. I'll hold the door open for people going through. I mean, I do it for anybody regardless of gender.
For sure.
But holding a car, I'll open a car door for a woman. I'll hold the door open for anybody.
Yeah, same.
I will also give up my seat if it's a mass transit situation. But are people doing that anymore?
I don't see
This
it,
one woman
but
doesn't think it's happening.
I don't think it's gone. I think it's a more personal thing. I think chivalry is still alive in personal relationships and maybe not as a mass. Yeah.
You know, your traditional chivalrous behavior, holding doors open, offering a seat, helping carry heavy items, pulling out a chair, standing up when somebody enters a room, old-fashioned but respectful, offering your coat or umbrella.
Oh, yeah. Putting your coat over a puddle.
Yeah. I've
My
never-
nice leather coat.
I've
Yeah.
never done that. And I don't think.
Has anybody ever done
No.
that?
That makes me mad when you see that. You're like, dude, that's a nice coat.
I know, you're like, you're ruining the jacket.
Nobody's ever done that. You see that in cartoons.
You see it in Mary Poppins.
Who the hell's done that before?
Dick Van Dyke.
You throw your coat over a puddle. Get out of here. That's not happening ever.
You go, here, walk around the puddle.
Right. Let me hold your hand and I will walk you
if
through
you're at
it.
a formal event and you know your significant other's in a dress with no shoulders, and, you know, I'll take my coat and my sport coat and put it over.
Yeah.
Over there. That's nice.
And my birthday, Tim did that. He had a flannel on and I had his flannel. Did nothing else.
Paying for a meal or date. This is now seen as optional.
Wow.
Paying for a meal or paying for a date. This is now being seen as an optional or a shared thing. I think of all those things, that one is
I saw a video last night where a guy was like on a feminist podcast, Liz Blank's podcast, and he was saying that he believes that men should always pay for dinner because men get more out of relationships than women do.
what?
He was like saying that she was agreeing, which I found interesting.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
I'm about to explain it.
Well, break it down.
So break it down. He's saying that like widows, in studies, widows are always happier and widowers are always sadder, and that men live longer in relationships. Men and female in hetero partnerships anyway live longer.
Yeah.
And that being in a marriage or a relationship tends to benefit the man more than the woman.
So I'm getting more on the back
So
end.
the least he
So
can
I'm
do-
getting more on the
Yes,
back end of this,
exactly.
so I should pay up front.
Yes,
I
pretty
like
much.
the logic.
That's
Here.
pretty much his logic. Was like you're getting more because you.
Talk about playing to your audience.
Get outta here.
I like it.
Hey, I want to see
I'm
what you guys
getting more
thought
off
about
the
it.
back end of the relationship, so I should pay up
You
front.
want to die alone? You better pay for this Chipotle right now, okay?
He said he teaches his sons to always pay for that reason, not from. He goes, I know it sounds sexist and it sounds misogynistic, but it's not. It's coming from a place of mutual benefit.
But don't men die first? They
live longer in marriages, though.
I know, but
Single
like they
men die
still die
sooner.
first.
Yeah,
in
we
the
men die
marriage.
first generally because of stress and cortisol, but
And age.
and wanting to get it over with. Am I right, boys?
Hey.
Why do men die first? Because we want
But
to.
married men live longer. Men in relationships tend to live longer. Than
I don't know.
single
It sounds like
swinging bachelor's
that
baby.
whole thing sounds like a virtue signal to me.
Could have been.
It is.
Well, this Chipotle is my virtue.
I'm just telling you. I'm just relaying the info. I'm not telling anyone how to think about it.
It is.
But I will tell you that the woman who runs this extremely feminist podcast.
Did she call him an ally after?
No, but she didn't disagree.
Ate it up. Huh?
He thought he was going to have to like go a step further and be like, I know, and she's
No.
just like, no, I agree with you. And I'm like,
He probably said it and then goes, oh my God, I'm on a feminist podcast. I need to turn this around. So
I don't know. I'm sure I don't remember what the guy did. He's probably some sort of expert in some sort of tangential field, but it was an interesting thing.
There are so many unmeasurable metrics in a relationship, a give and take.
I agree.
And they're all ever so slightly different. Get out of here. We are biologically meant to depend on one another. It's a mutual relationship.
Yeah.
Just because you may live longer or don't get as depressed as we do when we lose the partner. It has nothing to do with my dinner at 22 years old.
Well,
we don't need to connect the dots. We don't need to connect every single dot.
tell that to Professor Chivalry, because
Excuse me, Mr. Virtue
Well, he
Signal?
seems to have it all figured out.
yeah,
God, get the hell out of here. It's also just being nice. Like, hey, you hold the door open for somebody. It's a nice thing to do. You offer your seat to somebody. It's a nice thing to do.
I do.
Don't read too much into it.
Do you ever do I try to be kind in grocery store aisles. Like if I see somebody especially if it's like a woman with kids or even a guy with kids, just somebody with kids, and I'm like, get out of here. You don't need to wait in line. Like, you can go in front of me. Because I see people get straight up ruthless trying to check out of a Schnucks.
Yeah.
And
how about
I
this
tend to be
move?
pretty chill about that. I'll be like, go ahead. You got less stuff than me.
Right,
Or even
exactly.
if you have more stuff. And
I got
like
a cart full of stuff. You got 3 things. And when you go,
it makes you feel like you're a good person.
But
you're
when
like,
you
get in here.
When you see the look on their face sometimes because they're so shocked that somebody's actually being kind.
Yeah.
I'll eat that up. Nom, 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 nom. I eat that. Nom, 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 nom. I'll go and I'll make a show out of it. Get up here.
You only got a couple
Hey, you got
things?
3 things. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
I got a
You're
cart.
looking
Get
around
up
at all
here.
the other. I don't mind waiting at all.
Get
I'm a
up
good guy.
here. Come on.
Well, you've watched Bill Maher, and Scott Galloway's been on there a number of
Yes.
times, and he's kind of one of the more prominent guys talking about like the male loneliness epidemic right now and what men should be. And he talks about like the 3 pillars for men. Have you guys
The 3
read about
pillars
this?
for men. Go ahead. Give me the 3
Okay.
pillars. The 3 pillars for men.
So
And I agree with this dude on most of what he says.
I think he's great. So he talks about emotional intelligence and vulnerability. So he encourages men to develop emotional intelligence, which includes recognizing and expressing your feelings, understanding the emotions of others, and building strong relationships, advocating for vulnerability as a strength and not a weakness. So that's one. Second one is purpose and contribution. His book talks about the importance of finding meaning and purpose in life, whether that's through work, family, or community.
Okay.
And he suggests that men should strive to contribute to society in a meaningful way. Okay. And then finally, mental resilience and strength. Scott Galloway, he talks about the significance of mental fortitude with like the ability to cope with challenges, bounce back from adversity, and then cultivating healthy coping mechanisms and seeking support when needed.
I mean, this
here's
is all
what it
nice.
is.
It's all nice. But I get up in the morning. I just want to be a nice person.
Right.
I'd be a nice person.
Yeah.
Well, he talks about like men protecting too.
Yeah, he said like our job is as a protector for our family, our loved ones, society,
And for people.
And one of the things that he said that I really, really appreciate and I think is something to remember is he's like, what's the difference between a boy and a man? Like, what makes a man? He said, you become a man when your output exceeds your input. When you are giving more to the relationship or to the world or to this person than you are receiving. That's the measure of the man. Like, that's when you become a man.
Sure.
Is when you are doing more than you are getting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that singular thing being a definition of it.
I'm the man that kills spiders in my house.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm the one
That's
they
nice.
asked to
That's
do
the
it.
service you
I'm
provide.
the exterminator.
That's your purpose.
That's my purpose.
I have heard critiques. I agree with all of that, but I have heard critiques of this that I found interesting that that there's a dichotomy of like women have value for just existing and men don't get that. Like you have to provide some sort, like that is a thing that causes men to have low self-esteem and causes men to have loneliness I don't know if I agree with it or not, but it was an interesting argument where they were like, God, who was it? I don't know, some professional, some other person, but they were saying like men only have value when they are providing something. They don't have it. There's no intrinsic value in a man.
Because of
there's an
society?
intrinsic value in a woman because they can provide life and in society. From a societal standpoint.
Not biologically.
But then
So from
women
a
have a
societal
weird
standpoint.
relationship with that because so many of us will not provide life or can't have babies. And
That
so
wasn't
then-
the only
then that
metric.
This all
purpose
sounds
kind of
like a
falls
lot
away.
of new age garbage.
That
to me.
wasn't the
Just
only
get up
metric for women.
And be a nice person, okay?
They were just saying,
hold
like-
the door, offer to pay the bill,
Agreed.
And everything will be fine.
and everything's going to be okay.
Anyway, I think Scott Galloway's been doing the circuit. He's been on The View. He's been on Bill Maher. He's been on CBS
I know who the
Sunday
guy
Morning.
is.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't agree with all of it, but I do love a lot of his.
He's,
key
you know
points.
what, Scott Galloway. Look up this guy. I see a lot of myself in him because he seems like a pretty angry guy sometimes.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
very sarcastic.
He's very. Yeah, he's not messing around.
No, he's not messing around.
There's no jokes coming out of Scott Galloway's
No,
face. Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's why sometimes I see myself in this guy. You know, he's
When you
got
take your wig off,
he's
when
got
you
a
get
very
home, you're Scott
biting- He's got
Galloway.
a very biting sense of humor as well.
Let me see what this guy looks like.
He's a bald guy.
He's
got
bald.
glasses.
He's 60.
He's
yeah.
very handsome.
Thank you. What?
This is the
Not
guy.
you.
He would appreciate that.
This is the dude I was talking about.
Yeah, Scott Galloway.
On the Feminist podcast, and said he teaches his boys to pay for meals.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay, full circle.
But he
So-
was. But for what? But for
you're
what
Scott
reason?
You were on
You
a
said he was
feminist
virtue
podcast.
signaling.
He was.
He was.
Oh, all right, cool. So I guess he can be both.
He was.
He can be both an expert in the mellowing
I don't agree
epidemic
with everything this guy says.
and a little suck ass. That's hilarious. Because I was like, I don't know who this guy was, but I remember he was an
Scott
expert. That's who it was.
It's funny. I saw this thread going around on social media, and it was, if you had to wear a warning label, if you're suddenly legally required to have a warning label on you, what would yours say?
I have two.
I thought of a couple for me.
Yeah.
No, go, let me hear Lern's warning label.
All right.
Like,
The first one is highly flammable. The second is handle with care.
Oh, wow.
Just handle me with care.
Okay.
Right side up.
you know,
Don't
it's
mess
like
around.
a toaster. You know, would say warning to not use in the bathtub. You know,
Yeah.
so handle you with care, handle with care, and
Flammable.
flammable. Moon.
Mine would be something probably just to give you kind of a heads up where my brain is going or could go, and it would be something like frequently buffering, please wait, or may or may not be paying attention. You know, because I space out.
You're just the little watch that's just
Yeah.
constantly going. Or
The
little-
pinwheel.
No,
the
what's the-
Apple pinwheel.
Remember back in the 90s with Microsoft Office, and
yeah,
they had the
sand-
hourglass?
the hourglass.
That's you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's me. And it just occasionally spins, so you know that I'm still going.
Buffering.
Mine would say alert, joy, and optimism strictly prohibited.
Oh, come on.
What?
Alert, fun detected, initiating shutdown and shutdown sequence.
I would say warning, creative at work, may or may not be paying attention.
Warning, may have spontaneous complaints about, quote, kids these days.
Yeah, that's you.
Warning, will ruin your good mood with a reality check. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. Rafe, what is your warning label?
Please don't overfeed.
Feed after midnight.
Warning, we'll always accept treats. Please do not overfeed.
Scott?
Well, let's see here. I guess warning, don't wake, probably daydreaming.
Yeah.
Getting lost in his thoughts there. Durr.
Rafe would be safe to pet, do not feed.
That's right. Safe to pet. Do not feed.
Warning, please give money.
Yeah, that's not a
Please
bad
give
one.
money.
Yeah.
Warning. What's the
Insert
warning?
cash here.
Well, it's just
What's the warning on
to
that?
save you from getting robbed. I'll take it, and I'll be the
Do not touch
safe
hair.
guy with the
Caution.
money.
For me, it's caution. Enthusiasm will be met with sarcasm.
Wow.
That's me. That's me. Hey, speaking of food, you want to talk some food news real quick?
Yeah.
Got some food news for you. Up there in St. Charles,
Yes.
new food truck park is coming. A food truck park. The park is going to be called Bench Racers, and it's going to be located at the former Texaco gas station on North 2nd Street and the lots next to it. Does anybody know where this is? So it's a 1 acre site, sits between Main Street and Highway 370.
Main Street 370.
Main Street and Highway
So
370.
above the French town
Okay, so
right
it's
there?
over by. There's like that whole little district with a lot of fast food and warehouses and all that.
So developers say it's going to have a couple events in October before fully opening in the spring of 2026.
Excited.
So this is like your 9 Mile Garden. This is like your, was it Frankie Martin's out in Collinsville?
Cottleville.
Cottleville. I'm imagining a place kind of the same spirit. So it's going to be called Bench Racers. That's cool, man.
That is neat.
Those spots are hot right now.
North 2nd and where?
1 acre site.
Main Street and 370.
It sits between Main Street and Highway 370. Located at the former Texaco gas station on North 2nd Street and the lots next to it.
Just like a sugar fire or something over there, I think.
Oh, is there?
I think that's the area.
No, that's above. That's a. I'm trying to figure out where the heck that is. It might be over by the RV park. There's a hidden RV park over there. That's pretty cool.
A hidden RV park.
Yeah, you gotta be careful driving. Just run right into it.
The latest food trend on TikTok. I don't know about this. People are savoring the deliciousness of raw onions. This is now.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh,
But just biting into it like an apple?
Yeah, some people
a prank.
are biting into them like an apple.
The candy apple thing with the onion?
Yeah, the candied onion.
Which this seems more like a challenge than a culinary thing, but, you know, others are being more civilized about it. You just slice a red onion horizontally and you have a flat piece. Then you add some lemon juice on top, drizzle olive oil over it, add some salt and pepper, spices.
I don't even like onions when they're in things, let alone to bite into an onion.
If you're worried about the quote-unquote bite of a raw onion, try soaking it in ice water first. If you care, there's also a little cat fighting on TikTok over who, quote-unquote, invented this concept. Here's a very annoying TikToker.
I'm waiting for you to go, here's a TikToker I love.
Nope, here's an annoying TikToker talking about it.
Let's eat an onion. I would never choose to eat it as an apple, but it's an option. Let's make Van's onion again. Lemon, olive oil, some flaky salt, pepper, babe, some everything but the bagel seasoning. Gorge. It's giving off. Capers, babe. Someone in my...
Okay,
babe.
There we go, that's a thing. There are some restaurants now, they are cultivating their menus just to cater to the Ozempic crowd. So there are some pretty high-end restaurants now that are offering things like...
Ozempic portion?
Yeah, one meatball.
Nice.
It's not a bad idea.
I love this. I love a tapas.
Yeah, this is the kids menu.
Yeah.
This is a kids menu without having to call it kids menu.
Exactly.
You know, like a dude.
But charging adult prices.
There was a time there. I mean, that's one of the hacks, right? Of like if you're dieting and you're not actually changing any of the foods you're eating. You're just changing the portion control.
Right.
Well, when you go to Lion's Choice, you get the Cubs meal. You know what I'm saying? Like you just start ordering kids menu stuff. This is just doing that without having to call it kids menu.
My nutritionist was just talking about this with me this week. She's
Doing
like,
what? Doing the Cub
just
meal?
smaller portion. She's like, hey, have your cupcake. She's like, but just have
A little piece.
Half
Well,
later.
this is specifically for the people who are on Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro, a group that now includes as many as 1 in 8 Americans. So they were talking about this one restaurant in New York called Tucci. Guests are openly sharing that they're on, the Ozempics and want smaller portions. So in response, the place now serves like 1 arancini ball, like a tiny one, for $12 instead of, the usual 3. Craving just 1 meatball? Sure. A tiny little meatball for $10.
Does Stanley Tucci have anything to do with that restaurant? The Tucci?
Maybe. I don't know. But now, even upscale restaurants are adapting, switching from 5-course meals to 3-course menus that happily serve like one little thing. Again, charging adult prices. So there we go. That's now a new trend. An apple a day might keep the doctor away, but this other fruit could keep you from lying awake in bed all night. A study at Penn State found that eating avocados might help you sleep better. And researchers said people eat 1 avocado a day for 6 months, and they were surprised to find that their sleep improved. It also lowered people's cholesterols, which they were expecting, but they're not sure why it helped them sleep better. Their best guess is that all the extra nutrients that avocados have, loaded with fiber and potassium and folate and vitamin K and monounsaturated fat and other good stuff.
Probably the good fats that you get from an avocado.
They say more researchers needed to figure out exactly why avocados might help, but sleeping well is important for your overall health and aging, so it could be an easy way to improve your health in general.
I love an avocado, but there's only a matter of time to eat it. You know what I mean?
Small window.
It's a very small window because there's nothing like an under-ripened avocado that's just hard as hell. You can't even eat it.
Yeah.
No flavor. And then an over-ripened avocado that's brown and mush. It sucks.
Speaking of small windows that are just like on it right now, pears and peaches, baby. Pears are, because I don't even bother with a pear that doesn't look like some abused, divorced just sad.
Yeah, bar fight pear.
Yeah, dude. Like if a pear doesn't look like it's just been beaten down and the soul's been taken from it,
Got some cuts on it.
And right now, dude, the cut up, bruised, just abused looking pears are out there, and they are just leaking juice. Oh my goodness! Get a pear.
First.
Get a pear today.
Love pears.
Small window.
Big news for steak lovers and casual dining fans. Texas Roadhouse was just named America's Best Restaurant Experience. This is in a new poll by Data Central, a top food and beverage research platform. So what makes Texas Roadhouse stand out?
The bread.
Used to be the peanuts, right? That was the peanuts one before COVID.
Still peanuts.
Oh, they still do the peanut thing on the floor?
I don't do it on the floor anymore.
Well, yeah, Texas Roadhouse
where you can
just throw stuff on the floor, right?
That's how Colton's Steakhouse was too. And there's one in Poplar Bluff. That was like a chain for a while. I think there's one in maybe Collinsville. They actually want you to throw them on the floor, and that became a hazard because all the salt made the floor so slick. People were like,
just eating
busting ass on the way to the bathroom.
I thought Texas Roadhouse is you clear your table yourself and just throw everything on the floor.
They give you a bucket.
Yes.
They give you 2 buckets, like a bucket of peanuts and a bucket for the shells, which is nice. And the rolls. And honestly, it's the price, too. I'm going to say that's going to play in. Like, it's relatively affordable for eating steak.
Well, they're saying it's a winning combo of good food, friendly service, unbeatable value. Guests rave about the consistent quality of the steaks, the warm and welcoming atmosphere, and the staff's genuine hospitality. Many say that Texas Roadhouse is a place where you can always count on a great meal at prices that are not going to break the bank.
Colton's is in Collinsville, Washington, and Farmington.
Farmington.
There you go.
But Texas Roadhouse is now officially the most popular fast casual chain in the country, surpassing Olive Garden.
Dang.
So in 2024 alone, Texas Roadhouse saw a nearly 15% jump in sales and opened 26 new locations across the U.S. And it's not just about the food either. Texas Roadhouse is praised for being family-friendly, making it the go-to spot for parents and kids. Fans love that you could bring the whole family without worrying about disturbing other diners, and the staff always goes the extra mile to make everybody feel at home. Honestly, I've never been. I've never been to Texas Roadhouse.
Pretty cool. I'm okay with this.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, dude.
Texas
not
Roadhouse.
too pretentious. It's a nice little. Everyone is very nice when you come in, man. They got like 10 people working the host station.
Man,
and they attend to you. And they got a little waiting area, and they got a barrel of peanuts in the waiting area, so you can crack some peanuts while you're do the old Tom Cruise popcorn thing, snack a little
while
bit.
you're waiting.
And you mean the bread alone? You usually get to take your food home and have a second meal because you filled up on the bread and sweet butter. Just a good deal. If it's your birthday, they bring a little saddle out to the table.
What?
I'm almost sure I got.
Oh yeah, they were line dancing there for a while. I don't know if they're doing that anymore. But
they bring a saddle out to your table?
Oh yeah, Neon Moon used to come on, and the whole staff would stop and do a little dance out in the middle.
Take some notes, Annie Guns.
Plus, you come in, you see the steaks in the case. It's like a deli counter, so you can see. You can pick your steak if you want. You can go up to the counter and be like, "I want that. I ordered the ribeye. I want." They don't ask you to do that, but if you want to, you can.
Huh.
So they got the steaks laid out.
You can pick your meat.
They have the steaks laid out. When you come in, you see them all sitting in the case like a deli counter.
Huh.
It's a good.
Well, apparently it's America's best restaurant experience.
They earned
Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse is having their day right now.
Job.
They earned it, in my opinion.
What about in the same group, again, this top food and beverage research platform, America's favorite chain is what? America's favorite chain restaurant.
Oh, restaurant.
Restaurant, fast food, all lumped in. What is America's favorite?
It's got to be
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's
It
going
is
to be
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has been named the country's favorite chain. And so what makes it stand out? Customers say it's delicious food, friendly, efficient service, and a great value. They scored high marks across every area they researched. Every area. Despite a slower year for restaurant growth nationwide, Chick-fil-A still managed to increase its sales by more than 5% last year. It's an anomaly, and for a place that's not even open one day a week, For a place that's not open one day a week, they are crushing it. They're okay. Let's be honest about Chick-fil-A. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't get it.
That's why it's so popular, though. People don't want flavor, or they don't want anything that's too much. So it's your standard generic chicken fingers.
My daughter and about 6 or 7 friends were at the mall yesterday. They went to the West County Mall. And I go, hey, what'd you guys do? Well, we went and, went to a bunch of different stores and went to the food court. I go, oh, what'd you eat at the food court? She goes, Chick-fil-A. I go, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
It's just pickle brine.
I go, of all,
They have good sauce over there, too, though. I mean,
of all the places.
Better than average, though.
They
it's
brine
I think it's better than average. I think it's better.
it's a safe bet.
It's better than, like, if
the
there's...
chicken, the options,
okay.
and the waffle
It's
fries,
okay.
they're better than
You're never
They're better
disappointed.
than average. It's consistent. They're
You're never
polite.
appointed.
It's
They've-
fine.
They've made a good
Either.
point of making their drive-throughs like exceptionally fast feeling, at least. You know what I mean? Like that, just the little stuff, the little differentiators that they put in their business.
It's
the
consistent.
The whole my pleasure and all that kind of stuff. That stuff went such a long way.
It does. And in fact, it's doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
Because
and
the food's not that great.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's quick. They're nice. They give you plenty of sauce and napkins, and that's doing a lot. And all they do is brine the chicken in pickle juice. That's it. They just soak it in like dill pickle juice before they
Smart.
fry it. Like I've seen stuff on Pinterest of how to make it at home online.
Yeah,
it's just brine it
it's
overnight.
buttermilk and
Pickle juice.
pickle juice.
Yeah, but in the chicken wars, think about like those little things, the 3 or 4 things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Is just so much better than everybody else. There's a reason that they're number one, and it's not the chicken.
It's
Yeah.
the whole package.
It's the whole package. I mean, think about that. I can find a better sandwich at whatever place, but I bet you that whatever place is struggling because they got nothing else going for them.
And this is absolutely fact that there are municipalities that go to Chick-fil-A for consultations on how to get traffic moving in an area because they're so efficient with their drive-throughs.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's a particular chicken place not too far down the highway from my place that I've gone twice. And the parking lot looks like bombs went off in it, like there's like landmines.
We know it's Popeyes.
Oops.
And then I went through the drive-thru, and I sat there thinking, "Is anybody in there?" And these people were hiding, and refused to serve me
Oh, well.
at
Turn the lights
11:30 in the
look
morning.
like? Do you have a big
Oh my God,
hat
there's a
on?
customer. Turn
It's
the
a
lights out.
freaking disaster. And I know, like, they're franchisees and whatever, but like, what are you doing? And if the quality control of your franchisees lets one be that far off, well, then you're never going to be a trusted brand where you're the favorite everywhere. So it's the
Yeah.
consistencies. Top down, baby, top down.
Chick-fil-A is overrated. I'm just going to say that. I want to.
Whoa.
Die
I'm
on
not
that.
going to say it's. I'm going to
Chick-fil-A
say it
what,
gets,
the food?
It gets the
Food.
It's worshipped. It has somehow hit the tween and early teen.
It has.
And I said to my daughter, you had all these options to go to, but you all go to Chick-fil-A. Something you get all the time anyway.
Right. Go to California Pizza Kitchen if you're at the West
You
County
have
Mall.
1,000 other things to get.
Yeah.
It's
That
like,
food court's all right. It's got some
Yeah,
good
it's
options.
got a lot of options.
it's like branding and consistency matter.
Malise, man.
You know what
Wait,
Chick-fil-A
what?
has done well is they bring boatloads of their chicken to like races. Like people will go and run a 5K or whatever, and then
that
the
kind of
Chick-fil-A free chicken tenders will be after.
They get you hooked. It's like a drug
and
dealer.
That's
We'll
how
give you
they
a
do
little
it. They
taste.
give you a little taste.
Give it-
Yeah,
we
they're-
gave you a little taste.
Their party trays are pretty nice too.
They are, and I like their I like their chicken sandwiches. They're good.
You know, it's
And consistent. They're always consistent.
I know what I'm getting.
And that's why America loves it. They want some stability and something that's just okay, and it is what you want.
yeah.
I think
But
when you
Moon-
say it's overrated, you're saying that in a very harsh way.
The chicken wars continue on this
Yeah,
show.
what are you mad about?
I'm too harsh for Scott Rizzuto right now.
But
You're
I
upset?
think you're not being honest about it. It's
Who hurt you?
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's overrated, and it comes with a big fat side of homophobia, and I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out.
Okay. Well, now
Oh, going that route. Oh.
I mean, that's part of their
Okay.
I want, hey,
We're gonna go.
you said to be harsh.
Everybody
I'm
can
gonna
order
go
that
there.
route. Okay.
It's fine. I just don't get it. It's fine. And also, for them to be homophobic is weird because I think it's the gayest chicken place there is. I'll
Go
make that
off.
argument.
What do you mean? Like, where are you coming from that?
Just the whole,
angle?
everything about it. It looks like the gays got a hold of Chick-fil-A, just the way the presentation is very good. And I'm like, usually, my pleasure and even the dipping sauces, the way they open up is just kind of like it's sexy.
Are you saying that the cows that write about the chickens, they are gay cows?
Gay cows?
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I would love that.
I do.
Not all.
Let's look into it.
I don't see any bulls on those.
That's
yeah,
right.
me neither.
I don't see any bulls on
Interesting.
on that billboard.
Interesting.
All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Good point.
Moving on.
I think that was a good point. I stand by it.
Okay. All right, today's Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show, and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From High Ridge, Missouri, Andrew Watson is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Andrew has listened to the point since the Woody and Rizz Show days, back when he was 15 years old, and he just turned 33, which is wild.
That's like 30 years.
Yeah, if my math is correct. Andrew works at Dobbs and Baldwin, and that the one that's connected to the Schnooks. And Andrew says he works his ass off during the week so he could boat on the weekends in Fenton at George Winter Park. White sand beaches in Missouri. Let's go. And a lot of O's.
Let's go.
A lot of O's next to that. All right, Andrew Watson from High Ridge is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, Lern, what do you got?
Well, we check in with our good pal Sabrina Carpenter, since we're all fans on this show. Talking first celebrity crushes, we know who Selena Gomez was crushing hard on. Who's trying to kick Joe Rogan's ass this week? And a new game I want to play with you guys called Nepo or Normie.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, all that and more next in your Crowd on Celebrity. Stay there. Number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams. 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RizzZ Show. Your emails. RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Send us a text. 314-649-DUMB. Our buddy Dan Royce is going to stop by. If you have any jewelry-related questions, please hit us up. Dan's the guy. He's the guy when it comes to everything jewelry. So if you're thinking about getting an engagement ring, if you want to ask a question about a lab-grown diamond, those are very hot right now, lab-grown diamonds. How do they do it?
I asked him to bring us many jewels to wear while he's here.
You want to be dripping?
I want to be
dripping in diamonds?
Yes.
When he gets here?
He probably won't do that.
I want to tell you about this woman out of Ohio. She lost internet service the other day, guys.
Oh, my God, terrifying.
I know. She lost her internet service. She lost her cable. And it was for a couple of days.
Oh, my.
Because somebody shot the cable line with a shotgun. And that, okay, yes, that sucks. Her name is Kathy Seaman.
What?
Oh, Kathy, that's funny.
Good old Kathy Seaman.
Kathy Seaman.
I'm Kathy Seaman, and I don't have cable news right now.
Kathy Seaman talking about all the trouble she's had since June 15th. Here she is, Miss Seaman.
We couldn't get the TV to start, and I have an app on my phone, and it said we were in an outage. I'm not making this up. Reason that you're having problems is because someone shot up our main power line with a shotgun. It's not okay to lose service.
No, it's not.
4 or 5 days in a
Seaman.
row. I mean, it's not okay. You need to figure out what this is and get. And I said, well, why didn't somebody tell me that this is what was going on?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, my
You don't even know
9-year-old, I don't even know the story. My 9-year-old humor, I'm like, eh.
I got
Kathy Seaman.
I've had a friend for years, and his last name is Seaman. And all I think about it every once in a while because, like, you know, when you see it written out, you can't just call him by his last name. He has like a super common first name. His first name is Ryan, and so you want to call him by his last name because there's so many freaking Ryans out there. Right?
Yeah.
But you just can't. And like inside, I've never had a conversation with him about like, wow, your last name sucks. How was that growing up? Never had that conversation.
Not good, Moon. Not good. I'll tell you, not good.
He didn't change it professionally or any of that kind of stuff. But I think about it every once in a while, like, man, I wonder if the conversation ever comes up organically with somebody else where I can hear him at least explain.
Well, there's a couple thoughts
how that goes
in my head. I don't know if Kathy married into the Seaman family.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Seamans everywhere.
You think?
You know? I mean, it's a pretty common
especially in
name.
the ocean.
It's by the way, it's spelled SEEMAN.
Oh, no,
Seaman.
his is SEA.
Okay, so, but still though, I mean, it's still
semen.
Semen is semen.
When her kids are bad, do you think she's like, all these little semen demons are driving me crazy?
Oh, yeah.
No, but if you're a guy, I mean, you have to overcome a lot to find a woman who would become the newest semen.
Yeah, because even if you hyphen it,
That's a great.
no bueno.
Kathy hyphen.
That is a great.
Kathy,
Lauren called him semen.
Semen butt.
Semen hyphen Smith.
Lauren.
That is a great point. He is not married either. I didn't think about that. He's been with this gal forever, though.
He could take the lady's name. I mean,
Yeah, but
I
then there's
know.
that.
don't
Then
think
there's
so.
that.
I would think you would want to drop the
Then
semen.
he's going to be a sissy semen.
They all want to. He does want to drop the
Beta
semen, that's for sure.
Well, yeah,
That's good.
You're 12 years old right now.
I know. Well, I saw the
but that's how I feel every time
I saw the article and I saw the news story and I go, okay, skim, Kathy Seaman. All right,
Kathy with a
That's-
K or a C?
K.
Oh,
so funny.
no.
I
Aunt
think about
Kathy.
that every time I see it like written out. I always think, am I the immature one here? I must be, because no one else.
No, everybody's thinking it.
Imagine if he met like a woman with the last name Cox and they had to send wedding invitations out.
Yes, my name is Wendy Cox Seaman. Hyphenated.
God.
Will you be at the Seaman Cox wedding reception?
Oh God.
You know what? I did get an invite to that. Are you going?
No, I'm coming for sure.
Okay, that's good.
See, you see.
Yeah.
We don't even remember what the story was about.
Kathy's
know what
cable got
happened.
shot out.
Yeah.
I'm
And I
with
hope
you.
it
She
goes
doesn't
well
have
for her.
cable.
I mean, it's boring out there if you don't have your screens. God forbid.
But again, if you're a guy and that's your last name,
I'm proud of it, man.
you have to get through a lot.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that King Scott's last name is actually Seaman.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that is this you're coming out today? You are,
Mr.
are you telling
Seaman.
everyone?
Yeah,
I'm a
Mr.
seaman and I'm
Seaman.
proud.
And I don't know. I love it. I don't like that news getting leaked, but
Yeah. Well, it is leaky news, isn't it?
it's all right. I'm proud of it, and
Yeah.
I'll stand by it. Our ancestors.
Maybe we'll get a Kleenex
Hey,
and clean
listen,
that all up.
Honestly, Lern. Let's say Tim's last name
With Seaman.
was Seaman.
Oh, I'm all over it. I can't wait to be a fellow Seaman. Lauren Seaman.
I mean, that would
pretty.
that's going to turn some people off.
Yeah.
But some people are going to be turned on and say, welcome to the family. You know what I mean?
The Seaman family is very welcoming.
The Seaman family reunion is one of the biggest events of the year.
That's right.
People gush over how awesome it is every year. I mean, there's a band, there's a
Listen,
buffet.
I have 9 sons. Marry any of them. There's an entire pool of Siemens to choose from.
Whoever you want. And they're all different. They're all different.
Unique.
Every one of them is a very unique personality.
This Siemens got a little bit of an attitude. He's salty.
Right.
This one's sweet. He eats a lot of carrots.
He loves pineapple. It's amazing. And their father, Richard.
Okay, enough.
All right.
Surprised you let it go on as long as you did. I'm proud of you.
Well, there are certain words that sound very naughty that are not. Semen is pretty on the nose, huh?
Yeah.
But is there a word that you see that you go, that looks like it should be a naughty word, but it's not? Like uvula. Like if you see the word uvula or say the word uvula, that's the fleshy little ball that hangs in the back of your throat. It sounds naughty, doesn't it?
Medulla oblongata.
Succulent. Succulent sounds like
Succulent.
a very naughty word.
Such a cute plant.
Succubus.
Succulent, full of juice or juicy, or a type of plant. When you see the word mastication or say the word mastication,
Yes.
sounds naughty. But you know what mastication is?
Chewing.
You okay,
What the hell
pal?
was that?
Isn't that what it is?
Did you just masticate?
Yeah.
That's the actor process of chewing.
Scott Siemens up to it again.
That's why we keep him in that booth.
King Seaman.
So he's masticating whenever he wants.
Cockles.
Yeah.
Cockles.
Cockles.
Swarms the cockles.
Thespian sounds naughty. It's
know.
not. When I see the word vestibule.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
I don't know, but it makes me think naughty things.
I feel that way about the basketball team Gonzagas. I feel like that's
Gonzaga.
It's a slang term for boobies.
Yeah.
Gonzagas were exceptional. Which, by the way, walking into Busch Stadium last night, I saw a woman with the most incredible breasts. And I was like, oh, my God. To the point where I was, like, vocal about it. And Tim was like, yeah. I think everybody at Busch Stadium saw this woman walking in. And I was like,
what made them outstanding?
I mean, they were just quite voluptuous. And they were there. And I was like, whoa, the breast envy.
Was it a younger lady?
Younger, but not like super young, like, probably 30.
Just fantastic breasts.
Fantastic breasts. And I'm like,
was it she was wearing a tight shirt?
Yeah, it was like
was she showing a little cleave?
Yeah, it was cleave. It was tank. It was like a halter top. But she was walking down Clark and all women and men and children, we were all like
breasts so fantastic that heads were turning.
Yes.
Oh.
Most
woman.
Most fantastic breasts 2025, this woman.
How dare you guys?
Were you undulating? Because that's another word.
Yeah,
I think my mouth was a gop.
Undulating.
There's a lot of plastic words that sound dirty. Acetate. Polymer. Polymer sounds like it's a body part.
What about coccyx?
Yeah.
Follicules is also kind of nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Follicle? Follicle, yeah. Follicule.
Fallacious.
Well, that is dirty sometimes.
Fallacious?
Well, there's a fellatio.
Right.
Yeah, but fallacious
form
is
of
deceptive or misleading.
Oh, well, so it's fellatio sometimes.
Hey, I'll be there. I'll be there. Lickety split.
You watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is this, 1910?
Lickety split.
Hey, two shakes of a lamb's tail. You know what I'm saying? And all those, like, I'll be there quick, kind of have like a little bit of a dirty.
636 says weenus.
Weenus. I'll be at the store picking out kumquats.
Kumquat. Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all, but I don't know.
Corpuscle.
We're kids. We're kids at heart.
Sounds disgusting.
So, Kathy Seaman, help you get your cable back because
your life is hard enough.
your life is hard enough without cable and internet. I know. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Mentality. Their patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio. Sabrina Carpenter has caused a lot of chaos, you guys, when she released the cover art for her upcoming album called Man's Best Friend. It showed her on her knees in front of a man who's got a handful of her hair. And it's kind of reminiscent of old records from like the 80s, whenever there were kind of sexual leans to the artwork for albums.
Smell the glove.
And yeah, like it was just reminiscent of that. So it's not clear if she was listening to people that were kind of being critical of this or who found it sexist or if she's being sarcastic. But yesterday she released an alternate cover where she's standing holding on to a man in his suit. And there's other men in the background. It's very lame. It's just her just standing there. And she says this cover is, quote, approved by God. I think she's being sarcastic.
Yeah. So the first cover, she's on all fours on a leash, right?
Is she on a leash? I think she's just on her knees and
she's
she's
got a handful.
You're thinking smell the glove.
Yeah, okay.
She has a bunch. I saw there's a bunch of other photos like inside that are similar.
Yeah.
Like that have that kind of tone.
But she says it's for a reason, right? What's the reason? It's
Man's Best Friend is the album cover. What do you mean the reason?
Well, what's the symbolism behind the...
I think she's being tongue-in-cheek about just being sexy and man's best friend.
What's wrong with being sexy?
She's trying to say, like, women are objectified. I'm going to just go ahead and act like I'm objectifying myself to prove a point or be, like, slam it in the face of people that are objectifying her.
I think just people didn't get it.
This is brilliant marketing to sell multiple covers.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean?
You can have the God-approved one that's, like, kind of lame, or you can have her on all fours with this guy with a handful of hair, which is very reminiscent of an 80s cover.
Can you pull up a picture of the new cover?
Yes, of course.
Man's Best Friend.
I would like this. Well, I know
It's everywhere.
I know the hair pulling one.
Right. The new one's just kind of, it looks like a
She's a cutie.
She's so gorgeous.
I just want to put her in my pocket.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
She's
think.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's an itty bitty little thing.
I don't like what you just said there.
What, me?
Yes.
What? I want to put her in my pocket.
I don't like it.
Pocket gals.
All right.
Everybody likes a little pocket gal.
Yeah, a little fun size.
Just put it right here
Right,
and
she's
sneak
fun
into the
size.
movies. Well, she has other, like the actual image on her like vinyl is kind of like her laying almost like an old centerfold model.
Yeah, she looks very old school Hollywood. She's got that kind of look to her.
I love Tina D-Ball. Let's go, brother. Comment on the Sabrina Carpenter post. That's hilarious. Go to the next one, Moon.
Is that okay? Fine.
There it is.
I love the one of her
No.
looking all sexy and trying to prove a point up there. I think that's cool.
This is special edition stuff. So now she can sell two products to the same person.
There's all sorts of classic rock bands that in the 80s had covers just like this.
Smell the glove.
Right.
It's brilliant. This is brilliant, and it's cool looking on the.
And when Aerosmith's pump had the truck humping the other truck.
Yeah.
On an album
It's
sleeve.
hilarious.
You see this cassette with the gold tape? That's cool.
Yeah. She's a doll.
You know what's cool about selling cassettes? This could be a blank cassette. Ain't nobody playing
Yeah,
this.
and nobody's got a cassette player.
In other news, Selena Gomez says that her childhood crush was Ice Cube. She admitted that she was only 5, but somehow her childhood logic had her thinking that Ice Cube would, in her words, protect her. So she fell in love with Ice Cube when she was 5. Who were your childhood crushes? Like, who do you remember, like a celeb that you, when you were little?
Cindy
Kathy
Crawford,
Ireland.
baby.
Kathy Ireland?
Yeah,
Cindy
Nikki
Crawford?
Taylor.
Kathy Ireland, Cindy Crawford, and all those like supermodels.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. I loved Eddie Murphy in Coming to America because I watched it as a kid all the time, and I just loved him. I loved that character, Akeem.
Well, yeah, because he was rich. I mean,
Oh, he's
come on.
so cute. The gap in his teeth.
He's
I
cute
love
and rich.
Eddie Murphy.
I loved him too.
What about you, Rafe?
The royal penis is clean.
I had I got mad at my mom in first grade when she told me that Daphne from Scooby-Doo was not a real person and that she was a cartoon and I could not grow up to marry her. So I sulked in my room for an entire afternoon. It was just a crushing thing. I was like, what do you mean she's not real?
I mean,
she's just a cartoon drawing. And I go, I'll be in my room. And Alyssa Milano. And that crush exists to this day. I've loved her.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh, yeah. Kelly Kapowski.
I
loved AC Slater.
You didn't like her?
I did, but I think I was, even in spite of Showgirls, I might have been
You were a
Jesse
Jesse Spano girl?
I might have been a Jesse
No,
Spano
I was
man.
definitely a Kelly Kapowski.
I was AC Slater over Zach Morris. I didn't, I was like, I don't get it. I didn't like his hair.
Who else from that era?
Like late 80s, 90s.
Like definitely, the Cindy Crawford.
Right.
Like, everybody had a Cindy Crawford poster.
For sure.
Yep, I had the one with the yellow one piece.
Cindy Crawford's, her workout video was...
Red bathing suit.
Dang.
Whoa.
Dang.
Dang indeed. Guys, Roseanne Barr is reflecting on placing her baby up for adoption as a teenager. So she became a mom at the age of 17. She gave birth to a baby girl named Brandy, and she put her child up for adoption to the Jewish Family and Children Services in Denver. She was on Bunny XO's podcast talking about that, how she ended up meeting her daughter later in life, like after she turned 18. And her daughter knew that her mom was in Hollywood. So she did have some understanding of, hey, you had a mom that's famous, or birth mom that's famous. And so she thought Goldie Hawn was going to be her mom. Like she thought, she was growing up thinking my mom was Goldie Hawn because she kind of looked similar.
All right, so you're told, like, okay, we're not going to tell you exactly who.
Right.
But your mom is famous.
So you're just sitting there guessing.
You're hoping. I mean,
Goodness.
please be,
Please be Goldie Hawn.
But they don't tell you, why she's famous. Could be she's famous because she's a murderer. Could be she's famous because she's an actress.
Well, her adopted parents said, your mom is famous, she's Jewish, and she's in Hollywood. And so Goldie Hawn, I believe, is Jewish and in Hollywood. And I guess just kid logic, she thought, oh, my mom is clearly Goldie Hawn.
It can't be Roseanne.
It can't. Yeah, exactly. And then she realized, oh, I look exactly like Roseanne. And she found out that her mom was Roseanne Barr. And so Roseanne has been married 3 times. She has 5 kids. And, she was 17 when she had her first baby. And
still,
put her up for
you look
adoption.
exactly like Roseanne, but you're holding out hope. It's still Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
Look nothing like.
I also didn't realize that she divorced her first husband, who she has 3 kids with, and then 4 days later married Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that amount of time. That's crazy.
Do you remember that time we had Tom Arnold on?
Yeah.
He was wild.
Yeah, but in the right ways. Don't you think?
That was a memorable.
It was memorable.
That was a memorable interview.
What was he like? Was he cool?
I thought he was extremely cool.
Really?
He was
very
cool. He was, if I remember right, he was pretty. Couldn't sit still.
Well, I mean, he's that guy. He's
that guy.
He's that energy. It was Tom Arnold energy.
It was.
We got early morning Tom Arnold energy, and
And
I
he
thought-
was
I thought
going,
genuine.
man. He was.
Yeah, he wasn't off the rails or anything.
Oh, there's Roseanne and the daughter.
Yeah. She's 53 now.
Doesn't look like Goldie Hawn at all.
No.
Looks
Maybe
like
when she was a
Roseanne.
baby or something. Maybe she was blonder. Guys, social media influencer Liver King. This is the documentary you watched, right? The Liver
Moon
King.
saw it too.
This is
Okay.
crazy, man.
So his real name is Brian Johnson, and he was arrested on Tuesday in Austin on a charge of making a terroristic threat after posting a video to Instagram where he challenged Joe Rogan to a fight. He says, quote, "Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. I have no training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me. But I'm picking a fight with you. Your rules. I'll come to you whenever you're ready." So Austin police obtained a warrant after verifying these threats and finding this guy en route to Joe Rogan City. They took him into custody at a Four Seasons hotel without incident. And then Joe Rogan
Nice.
confirmed
4 seasons.
that he never had any interaction with this guy, considered the post to be threatening.
Well, then he got out of jail and posted more stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? What
Yeah.
did he
What did he
post
post?
after?
Same thing. Like I'm not backing down.
I'm not backing down.
This guy's...
He's
Somebody
great.
was... I saw a
Crazy.
guy...
That was a fascinating
His
doc.
tongue was blue, and one of his eyes was like... One was super dilated, and the other was tiny, and the guy in the TikTok video was like, is he taking like blue methylene, the stuff that like all the people in that cult, remember the Mother God cult when
Yeah.
everybody turned blue?
Yes. Well, no, they turned silver.
Silver, yeah. What was silver iodine? What were they
Yeah,
taking?
something like that.
But the guy, his tongue was all blue and his skin was starting to have a blue tint. They're like, this guy's on. What he's mad about is like Joe Rogan saying like that guy's not natural.
But then
Right?
he came out and said he wasn't natural. Like
Yeah.
he got caught taking steroids.
Yeah.
There's
This
a
guy's on
whole movie
everything.
about it.
The documentary's fantastic
I
because
haven't
remember
watched
this
it
guy.
yet.
This guy made millions.
Yeah, dude, his house,
raw
his
meat?
ranch was so dope.
He was the raw meat.
Like a caveman, eating like
Yeah.
a caveman.
The caveman diet, or he had some kind of
They had a whole thing where
all
they
code he lived by.
A
Yeah,
raw
the-
meat
the
ancestral diet.
Well, he's
The
a liver
nine-
king, so he ate liver. He
the
like
nine
raw
tenants.
liver.
The 9 tenants
Yeah.
or something like that. Remember? And he hunted an elk or something and killed it, and then made his family go out there and they ate it raw.
Yeah.
Do you remember that
Yeah,
on film?
Oh,
for
wow.
Instagram.
Come to find out, he was
Or
spending
for
like $36,000 a
TikTok.
month on steroids.
Right on.
But no,
Well-
so he went to Austin to fight Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the picture with guns and stuff? I think there were some guns involved, maybe.
He looked a little
Man.
threatening, I would say, on
It sounds like if you're saying these people are turning blue or something when they do something, it sounds like a Mad Max, with the
Yeah.
silver.
Oh,
the-
Valhalla.
Silver.
Right?
where
Yeah.
they spray it in their mouth. Guys, John Cena's number one passion in life, it's not wrestling. It's
What
not
is it?
even his acting career.
To make a wish.
He told Extra that his number one passion in his life, and this is so sweet, is his wife.
Oh.
He says that is the first on the list. I'd say right behind my health, so I can be the best husband to my wife.
Doesn't he hold the record for make a wishes?
Yeah, the most Make-A-Wishes.
He's such a sweetie.
granted.
Now, he swore off marriage for years, and he met his wife Shay in 2019, and then they got married a year later. So been going strong ever since. I think that's really sweet.
Yeah, I think he is the Make-A-Wish record holder. Most Make-A-Wishes granted.
I love
Seems
it.
like a nice guy. And that Peacemaker show, excellent.
I
Very
never,
funny.
I never saw the follow up. Too much time went by.
What do you mean the fun? I think the second season hasn't come out yet.
Oh, well, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the first one?
No, I did see the first one. I thought the second one came and went. And
No, the first season had some laugh out loud moments.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It didn't end and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see more. But
No, but when you were watching it, you enjoyed it. And
Yes,
it
I
was
did.
dirty as hell, though.
it was super dirty. It was very cartoony. It was very James Gunny.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Was it like Watchmen, the movie?
No, Watchmen the movie
is
was super serious. Yeah, this is goofball.
This is goofy. Okay. Steve Burns, who was the original host of Blues Clues, is launching a podcast for all of us adults who possibly grew up watching him. It's called Alive, and episodes are going to be released on a weekly basis. It's going to focus on what it means to stay human in this complex world. And so here's a little YouTube pitch from Steve Burns, former host of Blue's Clues.
All right.
It's basically a societal requirement at this point that everyone has a podcast. So why don't we have one? You and I. It could basically be what we've always done. You and I have always been about this deep and curious investigation of our world in search of these little bits of information that lead to greater understanding.
Why you gotta sound creepy?
Sounds like a podcast to me. I mean, it used to be about shapes and colors and letters and numbers and vegetables and stuff, but now it could really be about everything that makes it so weird and wonderful to be alive. I'm excited. I am.
I'm asleep. I could listen to him talk to me.
Don't
to
listen
sleep.
to while driving.
Yeah, please
Now it's
don't.
about thermodynamics,
That's about quantum leaping.
geology, and Jupiter.
Why you gotta talk like this?
I look
On
forward
today's
to it.
Blues Clues,
You gotta listen to that?
I'm going to listen to it. I didn't watch Blue's Clues, but my sister did growing up, and I think Steve Burns is a sweetheart, and I like what he's trying to still put out into the world. And
Wait, which
I'll
one
check
is
it
he?
out.
Is he number 2? Is he
He's
Steve
the
he's
too?
number
original.
1.
He's
He's
the
the OG
original.
guy, the little sweater.
He
the
sounds like
original.
that?
I mean, he's grown up a little bit. Yeah, his
Yeah,
voice
he's in
got a
his
little
late
deeper.
40s, I think.
Okay. Maybe I'm imagining somebody
Steve
else.
Burns.
Just the voice didn't seem to match.
Yeah, he's bald.
No, he's got hair. Well, he used to have hair, I guess. Is he bald now?
I think he's got a shaved head at this point.
Oh, yeah.
How old is he? He is.
He's got the horseshoe, it seems.
He looks nice.
I think he's leaned into I'm fully bald now.
This guy.
Yeah.
That's the voice we just
How old
heard?
is he? Yeah, he is 51.
51.
That is the guy that I mean, even looking at his smirk here.
He's
Seems
so
like he
cute.
seems like a nice
And
man.
he's so sweet. I just love him.
But do not listen to while driving.
While driving, right. You will fall asleep. But you'll feel better when you wake up.
Hey, if you're a Bush fan, have you
yeah.
been listening to Billy Corgan's podcast?
I was listening to the Gavin Rossdale one.
It's good.
Can I say this though? As I was cleaning my house a little bit yesterday, listening, and I think Billy Corgan is like high on his own supply, and it's mainly with this podcast. I'm listening to him, and just there's a certain essence of arrogance about him that is driving me nuts.
Yes, for sure. Billy Corgan's got an agenda when it comes to interviewing these people.
Yes.
And if people get off the rails,
Yes.
he will comment like, let's not talk about
And
that.
it was driving me nuts.
I know, as somebody who's interviewed people as long as we have.
Let's not talk about that. What do you
Well,
mean?
he's going to get to it. Like, so
Gavin Rossdale was talking about punk music in London and growing up being into punk because of his sister. And then he was talking about like the Pixies and different things.
Yes.
And Gavin was just organically talking about things, and Billy's like, well, let's actually wait because I want to get to that later. And it's like, that's not how to do a good interview.
he was
in my
stopping
opinion.
the conversation to then reset.
To reset to what?
To reset to whatever Billy Corgan
Had in
wanted,
mind.
had in
Right.
mind.
Because he was going through his
wasn't-
like childhood.
He
and
wasn't
stuff.
pivoting.
But that's a newer interview.
It's a newer
And
interview
that's
thing.
what you're going to get with podcasts from people that are something else.
He's definitely gotten better through because I've been listening for the past.
Have you listened to every episode
Yes.
he's released? Really? Okay.
If it's somebody, and he's had pretty interesting people on.
Yeah. I've only listened to
Everybody
a
from two-parter with Paul Stanley to Zach Wilde to the DeLeo brothers from Stone Temple Pilots, which I thought that was excellent.
So I know
he's getting better.
I
for
know you
sure.
love this stuff. And again, I have never been able to even articulate to myself why I don't like music documentaries and all that kind of stuff. But I won't listen to these things, and I'm trying to figure out why. And is it maybe I just want the mystique and the artist? And do you find that when you're listening to these guys talk about music that it's taking away something
No.
from
because
your
to
fandom?
me, I like how the sausage is made and the stories behind the music.
Yes,
And
I
being
like-
that such a fan. I'm such a fan of, especially that era of music.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about it. I want to consume more, and I like learning.
But do you feel, yes, I like all those things too. I subscribe to all those things too. And if it's just that, then I'm after it. But the more you hear about someone's personalities or something like that, is there a line for you where you're like, you know what?
I wish I didn't know that.
That could be reserved.
You
Is
know what,
there a
though,
line
Ron?
for you?
I think for you, I think you come at things and you think you have a contrarian. You don't think that people are giving you the real deal all the time. Like, we always talk about this on Crap On, like, where it's like everything's a marketing ploy, which a lot of it is, I'm sure. But I think maybe you have a hard time listening to somebody talk about, and they're being vulnerable, and they're actually talking about, like, where their interests came from to build their band. And I don't think that you always come at that with just as face value. I think that you're trying to figure it out, like, where's this coming from and why? And maybe you're getting in your own way when you listen to this stuff.
I think you're missing the mark as far as that goes.
For me,
with how I'm approaching it. I'm saying I want mystique with art. The whole point of art is I didn't get to see Da Vinci do this. I see the result. Do you understand? And I don't want.
If the artist is willing to give me a story about what,
I'm not believing them or being contrarian. I don't think you're.
If the artist is willing to tell me what his inspiration was and tell me more about something I love so much, and he's willing to put that out there,
certain
not being
stuff.
gossipy about it,
I'm asking where your line is, and I'm not saying that there's a right line. I'm saying for me, my line is, I want the art to stay the art. Like, and I've told you this before. When I hear certain tracks of just vocal tracks or something of Freddie Mercury, I think that's sacrilegious. Like, unless Freddie said, I want people to hear this or something like that, like, I'm not necessarily, it's not my right to be able to hear this stuff, and I think it takes away. And Freddie Mercury said it when they asked him, and I know I put him on a pedestal and whatever, but they asked him, hey, what's this song about? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. Because that song, if I tell you what that song's about, I just took the meaning from a million people that understand it in a different way than I intended it to.
Yeah.
I just robbed them of that.
Tarantino said that people always ask him what Reservoir Dogs means, and he knows where it came from.
Yeah,
but he's like, I'm not ever telling because
it.
people come up to me and be like, I know what you meant by this. This is what it means to me.
Right.
And he's like, the minute I tell you where it came from, I've taken that away from everybody. I've taken away like their own interpretation of what my art form is.
And I feel the exact same way. And what I'm saying is that's an easy, hard line to make. But some of this stuff blurs it a little bit and kind of gets messy with actually taking away from the artist.
I don't think about it that much. I just love the stories.
I know,
and I like I'm a nerd when it comes to them talking about gear. I like them talking about gear and recording
obviously.
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like all that stuff.
I can do without.
That's a different sort of game for me.
I've seen a lot of clips. He does a lot of like, they stole that from the Pumpkins. I could do without that. I've seen like 10 different clips of him.
That was only one real episode where he talked about it. And that was the Delay
I've seen a couple where he was like saying, oh, they took this riff, or I actually wrote a similar lyric. And
I watched the same video. He was talking about Collective Soul, how Collective Soul basically stole a lot of their stuff from them. And he was specifically talking about the song Shine, and actually brought them to court. And and come to find out that Ed from Collective Soul wrote Shine way before, in the 80s, before any Smashing Pumpkins stuff came out.
No way.
Yes, Billy Corgan is a smug guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that about him.
I do too, and that's why I kind of don't. I don't want to hear more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to stay. Maybe that's what you're doing. You're like,
and I understand what you're saying.
I'm a writer. I'm an artist, and I've had this stuff.
Okay with it.
I've had this stuff happen in my career. People say, "What's the song about?" And I'm like, "What's it mean to you?" And then they tell me, and it's not anything what I intended it to, but it's something very special to them. There's no way I'm going to take it from them. There's no way. And that's just a code that I grew up appreciating in my fandom, and that's how it is for me. That's my line.
He was talking about the song Plush from Stone Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. Metallica said Fuel.
Right.
Sounds like a pumpkin. Tales of Scorched Earth.
Which he was okay with, actually.
Yeah, and then he accused Courtney Love of stealing songs as well. So there's been a few artists that I've seen, like 4 or 5 different artists. And I'm just like, that takes away from your music catalog to me. I'm just like, your music's good, man. You don't have to crap on other people and say they stole from you for your stuff to be good. That just gets a little, but I think he's an interesting guy.
I love him. I'm a huge fan. I like his personality and the fact that he's just an odd-looking dude, too.
Yeah.
He's got a whole thing going on.
Every time we've talked to him here, too, I've loved it.
Yeah.
I
awesome.
love hearing him talk. I just don't. I just don't want to know everything.
Moving into movie news, so we've all seen The Social Network, right? All about
Sure,
Facebook. So that came out in 2010. Well, Aaron Sorkin is making a sequel that's going to focus on the consequences of Facebook becoming the largest social media platform.
Social Network 2.
Yes. So there's no word if Jesse Eisenberg is going to come back to play Mark Zuckerberg.
Who else would do it?
I know. He's got to come back.
He's got it.
I also don't like. I mean, you need everything. You need Atticus Ross. You need Trent Reznor doing the scoring again. That's what that whole mood of that movie and the acting that was so good is what made it so good. So you don't have a good score. You don't have Jesse Eisenberg back. It's not going to be good.
The Social Network is a one watcher. You watch it, and you go, great movie.
Now
and
I
then
know.
you never see it again. Good story. Saw it.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg was great. Played a good.
Justin Timberlake is the guy from Napster. Was great.
Who would play Bezos? Because if there's going to be a 2, it's got to start incorporating all these other like tech giants, right?
Who's going to play Musk and all
Who's
that?
going to play Jeff Bezos?
I think it would be a good Jeff Bezos.
But he'd be nerdy. It'd be nerdy Jeff Bezos. If
Right.
that's the timeline.
Young,
Not buff.
younger, nerdy Jeff.
Not buff.
Divorced Jeff Bezos.
Otherwise, what's his name would be good? The guy that was in what's the drumming one where he's a jerk?
Oh yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he'd be a good Bezos.
He'd be a good new. He'd be a good new Bezos.
New Bezos.
Future Bezos.
Current Bezos.
Current Bezos.
The first trailer arrived yesterday for Ron Howard's upcoming thriller called Eden, and it's got a star-studded cast: Sydney Sweeney, Ana de Armas, Jude Law, which, by the way, Jude Law is fully frontal nude in this. And here's a little taste of the trailer.
Eden. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are the very definition of survival of the fittest.
So this is about, it's kind of like Survivor, really. So it's a group of delusioned outsiders. They've decided to abandon civilization. They are on an uninhabited island, only to discover that their greatest threat is each other. And so it's kind of Hunger Games, kind of Survivor. It's called Eden. It's going to hit theaters August 22nd.
Have you guys seen the trailer for this new Stephen King thing called The Long Walk?
No.
The Long
What's that
Walk.
about?
Long walk off a short pier?
So it's the plot follows contestants. I'm reading the synopsis, and I saw the trailer for this. I forget what movie we saw. Oh, maybe it was the new John Wick movie when I saw the trailer for this. So the plot follows the contestants of a grueling annual walking contest. And it's like a whole bunch of people start, and if you stop walking, they kill you. And whoever gets to the end, whoever lasts the longest walking, gets whatever huge prize.
Wow.
And I forget how many people they start with. Oh, 100 young men. It's a televised. The plot revolves around the Long Walk, an annual televised contest where 100 young men walk without stopping along U.S. Route 1. Each walker must keep pace above 4 miles an hour. If a walker drops below the speed for 30 seconds, he gets a warning, and then if he does it again, he's executed. And whoever lasts the longest wins the prize.
Sounds interesting.
Sounds
Okay.
cool. I saw a bunch of good reviews for it. Did you guys see The Life of Chuck with Tom Middleton? It's a Stephen King adaptation.
yeah, I saw-
I've seen all these reviews saying it's like the best Stephen King adaptation since It.
Oh, really?
But I don't think it's super scary. But I don't know anyone who's seen it. And it came out like June 6th.
Whatever happened to that other show that was a Stephen King thing, The Castle or Castle something?
Canceled.
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 That was a good one with one of the
Skarsgård's.
Skarsgård kid, yeah. Celebrity celebrating a birthday on this fine day. We start with Jacob Elordi. He's starting in this year's Frankenstein, Wuthering Heights remakes. You may know him from Saltburn, Priscilla, or Euphoria. He's 28. Ariana Grande is 32. Jeanette McCurdy, Sam on iCarly.
Her book is fantastic.
Yeah, it sold huge, right?
That's the one
About the mother?
yeah, I'm glad my mom died.
Oh, yeah. I heard that was
Excellent
hilarious.
book.
She's 33. Aubrey Plaza is 41. Jason Schwartzman is 45. Michael Vick is 45. Derek Jeter is 51.
There he is.
Gretchen Wilson is 52. Chris O'Donnell, we were just talking about him not too long ago. He's 55. Nick Offerman, also 55. Sean Hayes, also 55. That's Jack on Will and Grace. Colin Greenwood, Radiohead's bass player, is 56. Terry Nunn, the lead singer for Berlin, is 64. Mark McKinney, SNL alum, who played Father Williams in The Night at the Roxbury, is 66. Patti Smythe, 80s rock star, formerly in Scandal, is 68. Chris Isaak is 69. And Mick Jones, the Clash guitar player, is 70 years old today.
All right, today's porno birthday, which being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Amber Wilde. And today's birthday girl has been in 85 fine films, including Attention Horse 5, Bare Leg Bondage 11 and 13, Bounced Check Bitches 2, 4 on the Whore, in a movie called Irritable Bowel Syndrome. Oh, that was loud.
Wow.
Liquid Gold 12, Random Acts of Pornography 2, Tales from the Dark Side, and who could forget her role in 2012's Hidden Camera Caught by the Boss. Amber Wilde is 43 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. We have a concert announcement to make here real quick. You guys see this? 105.7 The Point welcomes Adam Sandler.
Oh!
Adam Sandler. The You're My Best Friend Tour, Friday, October 17th at Enterprise Center. So Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour, Friday, October 17th, Enterprise Center. Tickets are on sale tomorrow at noon.
I can't wait. Last time he was amazing.
I didn't. That's the one. He came last time with, and he did the Chris Farley tribute.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
This doesn't say who he's coming with.
But we can assume.
We could assume it's with his buddies. Maybe you see a little David Spade. Maybe you see a little Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Oh, it's a Friday night?
This is great.
What do I got on the calendar for
October
that day?
17th.
October 17th.
Taking the next day off.
Yeah, we'll take the next day off. October 17th. I've never seen Sandler in concert. I'm a big fan. October 17th. Clear.
Love it.
Adam Sandler, Enterprise. Tickets on sale tomorrow at noon. Hey, today starting at 10 o'clock, Donnie Fandango's 28-hour radiothon starts today at 10 a.m. Already, I mean, in the history of this radiothon, he's raised over $500,000 for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of St. Louis. So get your donations, get your requests ready. Let's raise a lot of money for this great cause. Donnie Fandango's 15th annual radiothon starts today at 10 a.m. As soon as we're off the air, we will turn it all over to Donnie, and he'll begin. So requests for either songs or maybe business plugs, all the details at 1057thepoint.com, and it's powered by 9 Mile Garden and by Air Comfort Service. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with some news. Moon, do any of your kids call you bruh?
Yeah.
Do you hate it?
Yeah.
I do too.
It's like a joke now. So I call him bruh constantly.
So it's just your son?
It's the only way you can win the argument is if you out-bruh the bruh.
What about any of the girls in the house? No bruhs?
Yeah, I mean, kind of as a joke. You know, if she's frustrated, if I say something that embarrasses her or whatever, she'll be like, bruh. And I was like, oh.
I hate it.
Oh, bruh.
It's a thing, though.
Yeah, you got to roll, though.
Aren't moms called it, too?
Once you show the
Everybody's
weakness.
bruh.
Yeah, once you show the weakness,
I know,
dude,
they
it's
try to-
over.
They exploit it.
Yeah, it's blood in the water.
If you're a parent of a teenager, this is a thing at your house. And I'm trying to put a stop to it, but I'm like, I ain't your bruh.
Bruh.
I'm your dad.
I ain't your buddy, pal. I ain't your pal, dude.
This is an all the time thing now, and I'm like, it's a habit of yours. You don't even know you're doing it. I'm your father.
You know what? It's okay. It's
not okay.
Yeah, it is. It's our dude. Did you ever dude your father? I duded
Once.
my father, and he was like, I am not your dude. You don't call me dude. It was like
and then
so
I stopped.
serious. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm 44 and I'm still making fun of my dad's, shall we say, overreaction to a casual teenager slip-up dude. Like instantly, like I insulted his mother or something.
Yeah, I get
You know what
it.
I mean? Which is also a dorky thing. Like
I get it.
sticks and stones. Okay?
Some parents are even saying the kids have ditched mom or dad and just calling them bruh.
Remember in the 90s, it was like a thing to call your parents by their first name?
Oh, never.
No
I
way.
would never do that.
No way.
My
Pat-
sister does that to her dad.
Oh, dude, our buddy Pat called his dad Steve, and like to this day, it's still freaking weird.
I would never.
My brother never called our dad. It was like a running when he was a baby. Somehow he got a hold of somebody called him Dennis, and that's what he called our dad.
Dennis.
It was like a running joke in our family because as he got older, he just wouldn't say it. But it wasn't out of disrespect.
Wouldn't
he was
say
just a
dad?
baby. He just wouldn't say it. He'd be like, "Hey, Dennis."
What?
I'll go outside.
That's cute, actually.
And it was like he had like a speech impediment because he had like needed tubes in his ears. So he'd be like, excuse me, everybody. Did anybody ask Dennis if we can go outside? And it was like he was just like a little baby that called our dad Dennis, and it was pretty hysterical, honestly.
But your dad's name is Ben. That's so weird.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Yeah.
Well, he knew his real dad. Very smart baby.
So what's the story behind bruh? Where did it come from, and why is everybody using it for everything? Because idiots, it's the latest twist on brother. Was that
So hard?
confusing?
Breaking news.
I guess so.
Bruh is short for brother.
What did they find out about bro?
We were, I think it was bro before bruh.
Yeah.
It was bruh, and now bruh.
Bree.
Believe it or not, guys, bro actually goes all the way back to the 16th century. That's right. It was used to refer to a man, usually by putting bro before a name, like Bro Rabbit in old stories. How about that?
My son called me Brody son once, and I haven't let it go.
Brody son.
Yeah, what's up, Brody son? Like I forgot what the context was, but he
Brotozoa.
he Brody son.
What's up,
me.
Brotozoa?
So now that's all I do. And Johnny Venus, that's all he does is Brody son.
Well, bruh isn't just a word for a friend. Gen Alpha, the kids and teens of today, use it for almost any emotion. It can mean, are you serious? Which is where I get it sometimes. Like, hey, pick up your clothes on the floor. Bruh. Are you serious? I'm frustrated. Or that's awesome. Hey, we're having pizza night tonight. Bruh. Or even just hi. Bruh. So it's like a one-word Swiss Army knife. Am I right?
What's up, cuh?
Utilitarian.
You heard cuh, right?
The tone. I haven't heard "cuh" in a while.
Come, bruh.
Cuh's around.
"Cuh," I think "cuh" is
You haven't heard it at your house because we turned it on him.
"cuh."
Yeah.
I don't hear "cuh" a lot at all. It's bruh.
Listen, if you want to kill something, you do it by using it.
I'll start using it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I can't
People die
use it
so
in a.
fast.
I can't use it seriously.
Exactly. Once you get a hold of it, it's dead to them. Dead.
Homo sapien.
You can kill it and bury it with one go. You just use it as if you're wanting to use it.
I'm gonna walk in the house today. I'm gonna go, "What's up, bruh?"
That's what I'm saying.
Do you remember? I feel like
Yo, how's the pool, cuh?
the old
Bruh.
the old Martin show. He played a character called Bruh Man.
Bruh.
He was like one of the characters that Martin played in the show was Bruh Man, and he was always trying to like borrow something. That's the first place I ever heard.
Huh.
Bruh, man.
Well,
in the
apparently it's
90s.
been around for a very long time. Let's do some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
And your news being sponsored by
Schicker Auto Group, your headquarters for American-made Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeeps, plus a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Shop local. Visit shopschicker.com.
a well-beloved St. Louis bakery about to make a big change. MacArthur's announced that they are closing, I guess, their final storefront.
Oh, man. What, in Kirkwood?
Lee May Ferry.
Oh, Lee May Ferry.
Yeah.
That was my spot.
MacArthur's Bakery announced that starting July 11th, that it's going to close the Lee May Ferry storefront and move to an online-only retail model.
Man, high school, because I grew up in Columbia, we'd come over to Lee May Ferry to that MacArthur's Bakery and just get a piece of cake, and they had this strawberry cake that was delicious.
Yeah, it was all about the cake there.
Yeah.
Great cakes.
Great cakes.
According to the bakery, the decision comes after facing lower sales and rising operating costs, challenges many local businesses know all too well. It's like the big box stores are killing them.
You know, I think they also sold savory food, too, like lunches for a little while, like a chicken salad sandwich on a
Oh, they did?
croissant, I think.
The team says they tried everything they could to keep the storefront open, but ultimately switching to the bake-to-order online approach is the most sustainable option for the future. So in a pretty heartfelt post on social media, MacArthur's admitted this was not an easy decision, especially knowing it would impact some employees, but without the change, the future is bleak. So here's what this means for customers. You could still order cakes for pickup at the Lee May Ferry location or at the Pioneer Bakery Cafe in Kirkwood. Limited delivery will also be available for online orders. So MacArthur is just a click away, but you can't go into a store starting on July the 11th, which is kind of sad. They had a MacArthur's over in Chesterfield, too. It was attached to the gas station. Now it's an OBQ's. Great cake.
Great cakes.
Great cakes. But sadly, bye-bye. If you've owned or used an Apple device with Siri in the latest decade, you've got less than a week now to get in on that $95 million class action settlement. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah. What was the breakdown though?
So the deadline to file a claim is coming up on July 2nd, so next week. The settlement comes from the lawsuit alleging Apple's Siri voice assistant sometimes recorded your conversations without your permission. Apple agreed to the settlement but hasn't admitted any wrongdoing. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just going to throw money at it, but we're not going to admit we did anything wrong. So anyone in the U.S. who owned or purchased an Apple device with Siri between September 17th, 2014 and December 31st, 2024 will qualify. Each person can submit claims for up to 5 devices. To file, you got to head to the official settlement website. If you got an email about the settlement, you could use your confirmation code Notice ID. If not, just click New Claim, provide your name, address, and serial number, and model of your device. Payouts could be up to $20 per device. So if you got 5 things, it's $100. It's $100. It's
so much hand talking.
It's $100. All right. Again, deadline to file the claim is July 2nd. You guys know about this new COVID variant?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I get the updates.
I know. So why doesn't our resident hypochondriac tell us about the new COVID variant?
I'd love for everybody to be masking and testing, but everybody's over it. So I just shut up. No, it's what is it? It's the throat thing, right? It's like razor throat.
Razor blade throat.
Razor blade throat. Yeah, coming to a throat near you.
Great.
Coming to a throat near you, Rafe. So a new COVID variant making headlines. It's being called razor blade throat for a reason. The strain known as NB.1.8.1 or Nimbus for short. Is being reported in several states and is causing some people to experience especially painful sore throats. Now, health experts are like, hey, don't panic. It's all good.
Yeah.
This doesn't appear to cause more severe illness, no more higher hospitalizations compared to everything else. So chill out, Lern.
Just be cool. Just be cool, man.
I'm talking to you.
Thanks, Cuh.
Chill out, Cuh, bruh.
Appreciate that, bro.
It is, if you do get it, it's a variant, a descendant of Omicron.
Which I've had.
Nimbus, son of Omicron, come forth.
Omicron.
Transformer.
And cut thy throat.
It will.
Man, sounds like a Greek tragedy.
Painful sore throat. You'll be fine. CDC continues to...
Can't wait to come in here with my razor blade throat and talk to you guys.
Well, listen, bottom line, Nimbus is out there. But it's mostly causing just discomfort, not a major surge in severe illness. So as always, stay informed, okay? Keep it tuned here.
Nimbus sounds like the guy at your school would narc on you for everything.
Yeah, but also...
You told Nimbus?
But also you can pay him $15 for the math scores.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nimbus.
A nimbus is like a derogatory term. Like we're talking about bruh. Like we should start calling the kids nimbus.
Yeah, Nimbus is a dingus, but he's like...
Nimbus, and that's what it is because it's close to dingus.
Yeah,
Nimbus is a dingus.
But Nimbus is like good for something. Dingus ain't good for nothing. Dingus is just in the way in the hallways. You ain't gonna cut or bruh a dingus.
Why am I
But if you
being
need
called
something,
to
you
the
find the
principal's
Nimbus.
office? Why is Nimbus walking out of the principal's office?
Uh-oh.
Nimbus!
Nimbus!
You better not have narked,
Newman.
bruh. Hey, cut.
Nimbus narked.
Nimbus narc.
Would you say you're more injury prone than most, Moon?
No. My wife is, though. She's a faller.
Would you say you were more injury prone than most, Lern?
I wouldn't say it, but my body would. Like if you looked around at my body, I got bruises all over me right now. And I honestly don't know if something's up with my blood or if I'm just banging around things that I am unknowingly running into. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I have bruises all over me.
Ray, for you, are you injury prone?
I would say no.
Okay. I don't think I am. But a new poll, here's the average, by the way. A new poll by some Band-Aid brand said the average adult suffers 35 scrapes and bruises each year. So we're injuring ourselves right around 3 times a month.
Yeah, okay.
I hurt my own feelings.
I don't think that's injury prone though. That's living, baby.
No, I don't think that's injury prone.
Yeah, if you're all banged up, are you really alive? You know?
That's the average. Some are higher than others.
I'm going on vacation here shortly, and I will come back with injuries. Because is it a vacation without injuries?
I mean, I hope.
Not for me.
I hope I don't get hurt during vacation.
Scrape.
Well, then you ain't doing nothing. What are you sitting around?
That's vacation.
Sipping coffee? Not for me, brother. That's adventure time.
Yeah.
Let's burn the gas.
No.
High octane. Let's go.
Yeah. No. Kids are even more injury prone. And when you count all those old injuries, the study found the average American racks up 4,000 cuts, scrapes, and bruises over the course of your lifetime.
Here's my take. Vacation, my house is for sitting around. Your house is for relaxing. That's why it's cozy spaces and comfortable chairs and recliners and all this crap. Like, why would I go somewhere to do that?
Because I'm doing that on the beach next to the water.
Well, but I'm going to get in the water. I'm going to fight some stingrays or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this arm bit off by a shark.
Right. I'm going to get out there and do something. You got an adventure. Why am I here if I'm not the parasail? You got to go for it. My house is for relaxing.
I can't relax in my house.
You need to go
for
it.
Going on.
There ain't nothing going on in your house.
You got this trip to Ohio coming up. You need to let loose a little bit.
I'm going for 12 hours,
and
I plan on not doing anything. I'm going by myself on a road trip.
I know. You were excited telling me yesterday that you're going to lie on the bed immediately upon entering the hotel.
Yes, and probably go to sleep.
Yeah. That's
so
your
excited.
adventure.
My family has to constantly remind me that not everybody has the energy that I do on vacations, that I have to scale it back a little bit.
No, my house is not for... I hope my house is relaxing.
Go.
When I need it to be, but it's not.
Well,
there's things going on. There's schedules that are having to be kept. There's people coming. There's people going. There's people yelling and dogs and all that stuff.
But this is more. This isn't really vacation based, right? This is just injury prone in general.
I don't know how vacations got brought up.
I don't either.
Well, I'm saying like you know, if you're around the house, you're probably working on something. You're gonna get scrapes and whatever. Like, would you say 30 a year? That's not a big deal.
35 scrapes and bruises each year. 4,000 cut scrapes and bruises over the course of the average lifetime.
If you're not getting 30 scrapes or cuts or something a year, what the hell are you doing? Well, like, what do you do? I mean, are you living? You're gonna regret that. Gonna get to a point and go, what have I done?
Well, you want to go skydiving?
No.
Did it.
Personally,
you did
no.
it. Tragic accident in Georgia claimed the life of an experienced skydiver. A woman named Jasmine Black died Saturday after a collision with another skydiver's parachute.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, while approaching the landing zone at this airport just south of Atlanta. So authorities say that Jasmine, she had more than 160 jumps under her belt. She was coming into land when her parachute got tangled up with another jumpers at low altitude.
Wow. It's amazing they both didn't die.
Well, she cut.
She cut.
She
attempted to deploy her emergency chute, but she was too close to the ground.
Yeah, there wasn't
wow.
enough.
Well, what a hero. I mean, that's so great that she could do that. You know, I mean, that other person could have died. She saved that other person's life. Wow.
Maybe.
Right? I mean, the other person survived?
The other person survived.
Okay.
I'm seeing here.
Fingers crossed. I wonder if they could have made it down. They would have just like spun and like rode the other girl's chute or something, or
like
other
went
person.
tandem.
I don't know, but it's a definitely a tragedy. The FAA is investigating. The skydiving company obviously expressing deep condolences to the family and the skydiving community, noting that the loss in the sport is deeply felt. So according to the United States Parachute Association, there were nearly 4 million jumps last year.
2 of them were Rafe.
How many died? Out of 4 million jumps last year, in 2024, There were 4 million people jumped out of a plane, or
In the United States.
it's
a USPA.
U.S. Yeah, according to the United States Parachute Association. So 4 million jumps. Not saying
I'm
4
gonna
million
say
people, but 4 million jumps because people jump multiple times.
Show me 4. Because I bet you it was 2 individuals in a tandem.
4.
Yeah, I was going to say 10.
10.
Oh,
I'll say 17.
17. Well, one of you's close. Congratulations to Lern.
Oh.
9 people. 9 civilian deaths out of nearly 4 million reported jumps last year.
yeah, the breakdown on singles and tandems.
And most incidents linked to are linked to human error rather than equipment failure.
You almost wish. Well, I obviously don't wish anything, but with that one, the worst part about it, the article I was reading is, people were watching. It was at the landing zone.
Right.
So a whole bunch of people saw that tragedy.
Yeah.
You almost wish
Sucks.
it didn't happen like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, sucks either way.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like,
The landing zone tends to be a wave, though. At least when I did it. Like they were carting people back on a golf cart. It wasn't like you were landing in front of your family that was like, good job, Dad. Like it wasn't like that.
right. Okay.
So that would be really traumatic.
Yeah.
It's cool walking up, though, to go skydiving, because I did it early in the morning, and when Tim and I are walking up, people are just, like, gracefully just descending back to earth, just like little angels, like, just quiet and just having a great time. And I was like, this
when I
is
did
incredible.
it, the guy that landed before me snapped his leg and a compound fracture.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And then got its ass kicked.
And then got yelled at.
Seriously, they were pissed at him.
Wow.
Why?
Because I jumped with the paracommandos, the elite jumping unit.
He made him look a fool.
And he made him look a fool. And the commander screamed at him
Screaming at him.
as he was being carted away.
He's got 3 pieces of his legs.
Right.
The guy had a compound fracture.
Why'd you bring your weak legs out here, Private? You were told to drink milk.
I mean, the guy was like an army ranger and had thousands of jumps under his belt and jumped into war zones.
How could you do this,
And the guy snapped his leg at Scott Air Force Base.
in front of Scott Rizzuto?
Bruh.
In front of the radio guy.
Bruh.
Yeah, I forgot you did it with like commandos. That's a different
Yeah, it was pretty
vibe.
awesome. I'll never do it again, though. Disney World might be getting bigger, according to documents from the Central Florida Tourism Oversight. Disney is planning a 5th park, a 5th major amusement park
In Orlando?
in Orlando,
Cool.
as well as 2 minor parks and hotels. Disney has not confirmed the info, but documents are part of public record. So the last Disney park in Florida was Animal Kingdom. That opened back in 1998, so they're going to probably put up a 5th one. They're not saying what it is yet, but Disney World is about to get bigger.
I mean, think about that. That's almost 30 years ago. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So let's say they break ground now. It'll still be over 30 years in between parks, so it seems kind of timed well.
Sounds right. Nearly 200,000 Ford electric Mustang Mach-E SUVs are being recalled after faulty door latches could trap people in the car.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've heard good things about those. They have great reviews.
They're ugly.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
It's a bummer that they're called a Mustang. I wish
They
were
shouldn't be called a
something else.
Mustang.
It's weird, right?
It doesn't look like a Mustang.
You said SUV. They're considered SUVs?
The Mustang Mach-E SUV, yeah. So letters to Mach-E owners will be sent out this week, but if you have any questions about your car, call before dealer. Text can offer a free fix by updating the vehicle software.
Oh, well, that's easy. I got a friend that has one, and she loves it. Loves it.
Have you seen the Mach-E's on the car, on the road?
No.
There's one in the lot every once in a while. It's a
I
blue one.
think they're ugly. Don't call them Mustangs.
Yeah. I think they're all right looking.
More Americans are using the buy now, pay later loans to buy groceries. So a survey found that 25% are using the system to cover basics, up from 14% in 2024. 60% have carried more than one buy now, pay later loan at once
This is for groceries. This is through like DoorDash and all that stuff, right?
for groceries and stuff. Financial experts warn that these loans can lead to a, quote, treadmill of debt because they come with steep late fees if installment payments aren't covered.
Yeah, I saw an article about this. This is with that Klarna, right? The Klarna pay system.
Well, I'm going to get into that in a second. So they say try to pay these things off as fast as possible and just don't do it again. You don't have to wait until you get the pay statement to pay it. If you get paid every Friday, maybe take a little bit and throw a bit at it every Friday so you can dig out of that hole as quick as you can. Because once you get past the date of, all right, you have, a certain amount of time to pay this off. If you miss that date, I mean, the fees go crazy. But here's the thing, and I think you're going to bring this up. The buy now, pay later things would not factor into your credit score until now.
Mm.
Now it's going to start counting.
I always thought it did.
No.
I just assumed.
The traditional ones did.
Services like Klarna,
Yeah.
Affirm, and Afterpay offer people the chance to pay off purchases over time. But FICO has not monitored non-payments or slow payments. Later this year, they'll start.
Why are they starting? What's the problem?
Because you're taking out a loan.
Right, but why didn't they just begin that when it started then?
I think it's just now catching up.
Huh.
Because it's still fairly new, right? It's
Afterpay's been around for a while.
I mean, relatively new.
Yeah, relatively new.
But later this year, FICO will start monitoring your stuff.
You think that'll slow people down?
No.
Hopefully they realize what's going on. You know what I mean? Sometimes this news doesn't get to you until it's too late. Then you realize, oh, shoot. My credit score's all jacked.
Yeah, I feel like it's the ease of it too, especially for younger people that haven't been in the credit game for all that long. Like back in the day, if you wanted to get a credit card, there was some effort. You had to make some effort.
Yeah, you jumped through some hoops.
Yeah, and you got multiple things that said blah 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 bold 21% interest or whatever the heck it is. Like there was enough flags that were kind of thrown up in your face that had to be, and now it's like, would you like to just do 4 payments of this crap? Click. Done.
Yeah. 2 clicks and next thing you know, you're in debt. Or you got credit.
You owe somebody something.
You owe somebody something. But now FICO's going to start monitoring that, and it's going to be affected. It's going to affect your credit score. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And now you know everything, and that's your news. All right, everybody. Dan Roy should be here shortly. Let's do some emails after the break. Welcome back to the Rizz Show. Joining us in studio, our good buddy. We've known each other for a very long time. My good pal, Mr. Dan Royce from Royce Jewelry.
Thank you for having me.
Get up on there, Dan.
Get up on it.
Your wife is scared to come in the studio. I don't know why.
What? Why?
She's lovely.
Don't what do you mean?
Here?
Yeah, she's out in the hallway.
She's got a RizzShow shirt on.
She probably
adorable.
heard the puking that was going on in the studio yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I'll just.
What, from feeding baby Moon?
Yeah. Was that yesterday? Felt like yesterday. It was 2 days ago.
I think that was Monday, wasn't it?
Tuesday.
Oh, man.
Moon's dying.
I'm sorry.
You're bringing back memories.
Dan, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too.
How are you?
Oh, no complaints.
No
Just
complaints.
Loving the weather.
Yeah. Hot and swampy. Let's talk about jewelry, Dan.
That's what I do
There's
every day.
no better man to talk about jewelry than this guy sitting across from me. First off, of course, we love More Choice Jewelry.
Thank you.
Been a long-time proud sponsor of this here radio program. We love your dad, John.
Yep.
But, listen, we're not putting the old man out to pasture. But, John is a very hard-working man.
Yeah.
And are you here to announce something?
Well, step one is I get to say that I am now the proud owner and president of Moritz and Royce.
There we go.
Congratulations.
So passing the torch just a little bit.
The student has become the master.
Wow.
So Dad is taking a little bit of retirement.
And your dad...
He should.
Your dad deserves it.
He's been doing it for 61 years.
Oh, my Lord. He started when he was 4?
I won't do the math for you. I don't want to age my dad. I won't do that to him on air. He'll do that to himself later.
I just imagined, my son always wants to fight me. And he's like, hey, let's go outside and let's fight. And I know one day he's going to be able to take me.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to take me and kick my ass. Did you kick your dad's ass?
Have you seen my dad?
To take control of the company?
So tall.
My dad works out.
I know, your dad works out a
3 days
lot.
a week. He is.
Your dad is jacked.
He is jacked.
Ripped.
Yeah, last time I saw him, he was showing off the guns.
Oh, I think he's still bench pressing like 225 in his age.
Wow.
Is that insane?
Well, this is more time for working out then.
Yeah, that's what he does.
This is more time for working out. So you're taking over day-to-day operations of Mort's Rush Jewelry.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
It's challenging. It's not exactly what I expected. The jewelry thing is something I've learned from a long time ago. That was easy. Run a business, totally different deal.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it, huh, when you're actually in charge of things.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that you don't really realize that Dad was taking care of for all those years. And here we are, just getting thrown into it, enjoying it. But it's got its challenges.
Yeah, well, congratulations,
thank
man.
you.
You know, you're a hardworking dude, and you know, it's a family business.
Yes.
Did he give you a cool ring or anything? Seems like that would be right on the nose.
Oh, no.
Like Sauron.
No, I have to buy my own stuff.
He didn't give you like a cool, like, they thought we gave away our best ring, but they were all deceived, for another ring was made. The family ring. And then he puts it on your finger, and you become the ultimate businessman.
No, Dad was quite the opposite. He was, when I actually picked up my engagement ring for my wife, this is 12 years ago, I sat down in the chair like I was a customer, and I said, I want to enjoy the sales experience that you've been giving to so many other people.
Yeah.
And he just slid the ring boxes across to me. He goes, you know what you're doing. Just pick it out yourself.
You got to go through the process.
That's not what I get.
You got to go through the process.
I was expecting the process.
I had the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lern got her engagement ring from you guys.
Yeah. Loved it.
How long ago has that been?
11 years.
Is it?
Well, let's see. 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Still there?
It's still there. Yeah. All the diamonds are still there.
It'd be funny if your dad tried to upsell you.
He
Pick
did.
out a ring, I'll throw in a free powder coat for $200. That's not even a thing here, Dad.
Well, listen. So your background, obviously, you know, you've grown up in the biz. You know, you've been working there a long time, and now it's your place.
Yeah. I don't exactly have an exact start date because I've been around it so long. Best guess is I can say around 10 years old, I was going down to the store when we were downtown. We were in the chemical building. All the jewelers were downtown, and just started putting the cases out, cleaning the jewelry, polishing the jewelry. You just kind of learn it from the ground up.
Yeah. So a lot of questions for you coming over about certain things, like lab-grown diamonds are.
That's the hot topic right now.
Have you heard of these lab-grown diamonds?
I
I really don't know what they are.
They are a genuine diamond. It's that they're created in a lab compared to being dug out of the ground.
With carbon.
With carbon, it's all the same material. They do test slightly different. We do have a couple testers that we can tell the difference, but at a glance, it's really tough to tell the difference. The biggest thing that I see is value. The prices are very different. It is one that the natural diamonds are still commanding a much higher price, but the lab diamonds are gaining a lot of traction. But the prices are still adjusting. It's still a very new market. It's something we're still trying to kind of exactly pinpoint where they're going to fall because they're still so new. I mean, they've been around a long time, but they've really gained traction in about the last 2 years.
Right.
I would think
Wild.
people that are into AI and sci-fi stuff would love a lab-grown diamond.
I don't see it as much as just the younger crowd.
Really? They're just into it.
So people are coming up and asking for lab-grown diamonds specifically?
Specifically. It tends to be the younger crowd. I don't ask customers' age, but usually the guys that are around 25, they come in and they've done their research online, and they're really not interested in discussing if they want a natural or a lab. They are 100% lab.
They will
and
say, I want a
they want
lab-grown
a-
diamond.
Exactly. I'm not here to talk you in and out of it.
Hey,
I'm
whatever.
happy to give you the information. I'll tell you exactly what I know about them, what's good and what's bad. And I'd rather you make the decision so that you feel comfortable with what you're buying. But I'll provide both. But it's two very different clients that would want a natural versus somebody that would want a lab.
Are they going to hold their value? Are the lab-grown ones going to hold their value as
Undetermined.
well as the natural ones?
It's very undetermined at this point because they're so new. The naturals have been around for hundreds of years, and they're holding their value. They fluctuate from time to time. Sometimes they're a little up, sometimes they're a little down. They're generally always going up slightly, kind of like the market. The labs are all over the place. They're really hard to figure out exactly what they should be because, again, it's so new that everybody's trying to figure out where they are going to land in the market and what's
Right.
comparable.
Have you ever had somebody come up, like a woman come up, asking like, hey, I'm not sure, without her husband or fiance, like, hey, I'm not sure what this is. Can you, as the expert, take out your little loop with your magnifying glass and tell me what this is? Have you ever had somebody come up and it was a cubic zirconia and you had to tell them
Oh, no.
Yeah.
that's happened?
It has happened.
Oh.
It's probably the least fun day on the job because the look of disappointment is just never. And I'm just trying to be the guy that gives them the correct news. I don't want to.
Look how happy he is to hear this.
No, if that happens next time, call me. I will swing down.
Just wherever you are.
I will stop whatever I'm doing. I will come and deliver the news.
Oh, I had a guy, this is probably 2 or 3 years ago. I shouldn't even talk about customers, but I don't think he ever.
Oh, give us the hot tea.
Oh, here's the hot tea. He purchased, not from us, this was before we actually carried them. This is when they were very new and we were wanting to understand them before we sold them. And he said, you know what, I'm going to buy a lab grown, but I'm going to tell her it's a natural.
Oh, no.
And I said, so you're starting your marriage.
You're off with a lie.
That is the one thing that I'm really opposed to. I'm happy to do them as long as they're correct in representing them correctly.
Yeah.
They're great pieces, but it's got to be what it's supposed to be. And I think starting off the marriage with the lie is not a good start.
Not a good start.
Personal preference, but if you want a lab, get a lab, enjoy the lab. If you want a natural, absolutely.
Well,
we'll be on board for both.
Remember we had the story a couple weeks ago about the guy who bought the engagement ring he gave to his future or soon-to-be wife off Temu.
Oh, yes.
Which is, the cheap, site for discount goods. Bought the ring off Temu, and she found out. I think she called off the wedding.
Possibly, I think that was one of the questions in the thread.
Should she call off the wedding?
Like, am I the a-hole for?
When you find out the engagement ring was bought off Temu, should you call off the wedding? But he's passing it off as a real thing.
What if the ring was purchased for somebody else but never presented? And what if you present an engagement ring to the next girlfriend that was never given to the first girlfriend?
Well, these are all moral quandaries.
Right?
Do you have an opinion on this? Like, let's say you got a married person and they get divorced. Does the woman give the engagement ring back to the man? Do you think that's like the right way to do that? Or do they keep it? I mean, obviously it's a preference of the relationship, sure. But like, what do you think?
That's a tougher question for at the marriage level. I think that's determined by the couple. And I'm gonna take the legal card and say I'm gonna bow it. But I do actually have a better answer for this one.
Okay.
During an engagement, this is a hot topic. During an engagement, the ring is presented as a gift with a promise. So in general, if the guy breaks it off, she keeps the ring. If the girl breaks it off, he keeps the ring.
There we go.
Exactly, and that's exactly how I feel.
There are arguments for both sides, but that's how I feel.
Okay, I like that.
What about the doo-doo ring story we did? Remember that?
I don't sell those.
No doo-doo rings at Mort's Royce.
Somebody ate the ring and...
Oh, had to crap it out.
Did I make this up? Am I having a stroke right now?
Was it a dog ate or no, somebody stole it.
Somebody stole it, swallowed it, stole it from the jewelry store, swallowed it, and they had to wait for it to be
evacuated.
Wait for them to pass it.
Yeah.
Will you clean that ring at Moritz Royce?
I will not.
Oh,
no. Hard no.
Good.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
I wonder who
That's
would.
what he said. You know what I mean?
Car wash.
So they had to wait
hard
till
pass.
No, he swallowed like a $10,000 ring.
Yeah, it was a pricey ring. It was a Tiffany ring.
It was a pricey ring.
Story.
And he had to pass the ring. And I was saying, like, with the like a Carfax, like if your car has been through something,
would you disclose?
You need to disclose that. Like, this ring has passed through a human being. I would.
I mean, if it's properly cleaned, it's fine.
It's good as new.
If it's properly cleaned, I think it's all right. Maybe at a discount.
Just take it to the car wash, and it's all good.
What's the
Does
style?
that affect the value of the diamond is what I want to know.
There's not enough information out there on those. I have not done the research on that one.
Well, he's an honest man.
Dan, what's the going style right now for engagement rings that you've noticed?
We've really gone back to classics.
Just like solitaire or like
solitaires, straight across diamond bands, very simple, very clean, bigger pieces.
bigger pieces.
With the lab growns, the bigger pieces have become more popular because, in general, the guy that wants a natural is buying at least a carat usually. I'm not seeing too many people wanting the half carat type size because at that half carat size natural, they're going to a 2 carat lab. Similar pricing structure, so everything tends to be bigger. Whether you're going the natural route or the lab route, carat, carat and a half, 2 carat tends to be very popular for all crowds.
How much, can you look at my ring and tell me how much of a carat it is, or do you need to?
You put me on the spot here.
And I'm not mad because I don't care. Either way, I love my ring.
What if he tells you it's fake?
Tim, we're gonna have words.
I know it's not.
Yeah, because he got it from them.
Yeah.
What if he lied? Tim.
Tim. Oh.
Tim or me? Oh, okay.
No, Tim.
No,
No, not you.
Not you,
Definitely
Not our
Not
sweet
you,
Daniel.
Dan.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's bigger than half a carrot. I think it's around 3/4. I think.
Okay.
Nice.
What's
hard.
that?
I don't have all my calipers and all my tools
Yeah,
on
yeah.
my desk.
No, that's fine.
So when you had to tell a woman that came up that her ring was fake, how does one do that? You gotta have some kind of bedside manner. Listen,
No, I don't. I'm really pretty blunt.
you just throw it down and say,
I
this
throw
is
it down.
fake.
Listen, Kyle, you've been
Spit on it.
The best thing that I can do is describe what I'm seeing. I've looked at diamonds for so long. I've understood them, and I just look at them and say, "This is what looks right. This is what looks wrong. Here's what I'm seeing. This is why it doesn't look right to me." And then I do actually have a tester in the back that'll pull out, and it's a lot easier to put a tester on a stone in front of somebody and
Right,
let the
and go.
tester do the job.
Ooh, yeah, this is.
It's supposed to
Were
turn
you up
green,
there
and it doesn't.
when my
turn green.
wife came up with her grandmother's jewelry?
Yes, that was. I don't remember too much from that one. What was that
Well,
one?
my wife's grandmother used to have this big giant ruby ring, and she always wore this thing. And she says, when I pass, this ring will go to you. And it was like
This big
Babushka.
thing.
It was Babushka Rose's famous ruby ring.
Beautiful.
The way you're smiling, I don't feel like this is ending though.
It's a
well
Rizzuto
for your
ending
family.
for sure.
And Baba Rosa passed, and Amelia got all the jewelry and brought it up to John just to verify stuff. And Dan's dad, John, said, "Yeah, it's fake.
It's a plastic.
It's
costume.
costume jewelry. That's."
Dad was probably a little bit more blunt.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't need the tester. He could just tell
he
you.
could tell immediately.
Well, hey, speaking of rubies, because you guys, everybody you have there is, so stylish. You picked out my watch, you picked out Rizz's watch,
Yeah.
you helped us with a lot of stuff. What is outside of diamonds? What gemstones are in right now? Emeralds, rubies? What is the hot, what are people wanting right now?
Color is a very personal purchase.
Okay, so there's nothing like leading the charge. It's
Nothing leading the
trendy.
charge. Every time I sell a colored stone, it's very special to that person because I always tell people, and it's 100% true, if you're going to buy a colored stone, buy it for you. If you want compliments from around the world, buy a big diamond. That's what people are going to compliment
Right.
you on when you're at the grocery store or out and about. If you buy color, you buy the color you love. So sapphires generally lead the charge just because blues are very easy to wear. It's very everyday. But when it gets down to personal taste, every color, every sapphire is even just a little bit different, and it really is more personal for that person picking it more than what's going on in the world.
Cool.
How should people care for and maintain their jewelry to keep it looking their best?
Well, if you purchase a ring from Moritz & Roche,
Yeah.
we do give you jewelry cleaner. We walk you through how to maintain it. I generally recommend everybody come in at least once a year to get their jewelry checked. The gold price in the gold market is also very different, that we're updating a lot of appraisals right now. And keep the insurance updated. If you lose it or it gets stolen or something like that, you want to get the right number on it. And the market is adjusting so much that we're redoing a lot of appraisals to make sure that you're insured correctly. So that once a year thing is a really good one, just to get it checked, make sure everything's holding tight, no stones are loose, anything like that. But the appraisals are the big thing right now. Get your jewelry checked to make sure you can insure it correctly. That way, if it's lost or stolen or anything, the worst happens, you're covered. So keeping that updated.
God, I remember my wife, when we were living in South City, one of her bands fell off. So we got the engagement ring, and we go to Moritz Roche every once in a while. We kind of add on to it. And one of the bands fell off, and it fell into the snow. Oh, no. And we had to wait till the thaw.
But you
And then
found
go
it.
looking.
We found it
Wow.
on the front lawn after everything thawed out.
Dang.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, it was wild. But, we took it up and made sure everything was all right and got it cleaned up, and it was fine. And you guys do appraisals, right? Everything's...
Absolutely. Yeah. I do an appraisal for every ring that I sell. It's always included. I do appraisals for outside pieces. They take me a little bit more time, but you can drop stuff off. You can bring it in. And a lot of times I talk to people and say, this piece is not worth appraising, and I can actually save you the money by saying, here's about what it's worth if you need to split it up. A lot of times appraisals are for estates.
Right.
And I'm more than happy to just talk through what something's worth compared to actually writing appraisals. Appraisals are really for insurance purposes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys will modify an existing piece of jewelry to create something different, right? I've got a bunch
Absolutely.
of questions about that, too.
So The biggest thing is I see a lot of remounts right now. So people come in with grandma's ring, and grandma's ring is clearly from the 60s.
Yeah.
But the diamonds are all still good. The sapphires are all still good. So we can take the stones out and put those stones into a modern ring, something you can wear and enjoy.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. That way you're reusing all of family stuff.
Yeah, you
But you can wear it. It doesn't look like
the
it's from the
spirit of it
60s.
being a family heirloom.
Yeah.
But just modernize it
Yeah.
to, 2025 sensibilities.
Oh.
If you will.
Riz really wants to know, are pinky rings coming back?
I
Because he's
actually am working on 2 of them right now.
Let's go.
When I look around with a
Baba
pinky ring,
Ganoush. Huh?
can I pull off a pinky ring?
Of
I
course
think
you
so.
can.
No, but you should.
I think you can, man.
Can I pull it off?
It's all
Yeah.
attitude.
You used to have a
know.
thumb
all
ring,
attitude.
didn't you? You could
No,
do-
I never had a thumb ring.
You're
How
wearing-
dare
Did you?
I've got
I
one
never
at
had a
home.
thumb ring.
I
You're
did.
wearing Jeff's Kermit shirt, your bright green Kermit shirt. So with a pinky ring, maybe today's not the day, but
What?
other days you could.
What
I'm
would
not
you
wearing
get?
any rings.
What do you want, like a white gold? You want to? Do you not have a wedding ring? What do you mean?
I don't wear any.
You don't wear a wedding ring? Where's your wedding ring?
It's at home
Why?
because I don't want to wear it.
Huh.
It's been a while.
Trouble in paradise.
I don't want to wear it.
I don't want to wear it.
Let's ask the real question. Everybody
No,
wants
it's
to know,
it's
man.
fine. My
Yes?
hands were swollen and I took it off. Okay.
You need to drink more
Too
water.
much salt.
Too much salt.
He's ready
She's
to
not gonna
fight.
like that.
Yeah, you're in the doghouse, sir.
Double doghouse.
Yeah, no
One,
rings.
too
I'm not
much
married.
salt.
You've
Two,
been
not
eating
wearing a ring.
bread.
Too much bread.
It's a charade.
All right, listen, Dan Royce is here. Hold your question for after the break. We'll take a break. We'll talk to Dan Royce, Mort's Royce Jewelry. Let's give away some stuff, too. Dan's here. Can we do a quick little contest, Rafe?
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do, you know what we'll do? We'll do a majority rule.
Okay. So we've got Dan Royce here. We've also got, let's see here, we've got Social Distortion tickets, Incubus tickets, Blue October tickets, and In This Moment tickets, 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Give this man a piece of paper and a pen because we're going to be writing stuff down. So Rafe's going to, what are you going to do? You're going to throw out a...
I'm going to throw out a celebrity, an
Category.
actor or actress, and all you have to do is write down the film that you most associate them with, what their quintessential work might be. Everyone writes it down, including the caller. I'll ask the caller who they, for instance, if I said Tim Curry and you wrote Clue, and I wrote Clue, and Rizz wrote Clue, and they wrote Rocky Horror Picture Show, we go with the majority, and the caller has to match the majority. And if you match, you win. If you don't, you lose. Best 2 out of 3.
That's it.
That's it.
314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. We'll play Majority Rules with Dan Royce next. Buddy, Dan Royce up here from Mort's Royce Jewelry. Now the head muckety-muck up there, the guy in charge, and going to announce a new way to get to your website.
We are going with a new website name.
A new website name. So Ninja Bling is no more.
It's not retiring.
It's not
an end of an
retired. Well,
era.
Retiring. We're going to
Well,
keep
we-
it because
what-
everybody knows how to find us with Ninja Bling.
NinjaBling.com. Listen, we all know and love NinjaBling.com, but it's a new era at Mort's Royce Jewelry.
Yes, it is.
And the new website is, sorry,
GetTheJewels.com.
GetTheJewels.com.
Get the jewels.
GetTheJewels.com.
Okay.
No dashes, no spaces.
GetTheJewels.com.
Just go get the jewels.
Where you get the
.com.
jewels and not the shaft.
That's right.
Perfect.
Not the shaft.com will take you somewhere way
That's
different.
I had to be
Way-
really careful with what I picked.
Okay. Good call, man. Good call.
GetTheJewels.com. How about getting some tickets? Am I right? We're going to play a game called Majority Rules. So we've got Social Distortion tickets, we got Incubus tickets, we got Blue October tickets, we got In This Moment tickets, and today's contest is sponsored by...
CarStar, your auto body repair expert. Hail damage. See them at carstar.com.
All right, so Dan, simple game.
Simple.
Simple game. We're going to get somebody on the phone. They'll be the contestant. Rafe is going to give us the name of an actor, an actress, maybe somebody in the music world.
Possibly. I have one music one prepped for today, if you like.
We all in the studio here will write down the thing we associate with that actor or actress, the movie, the song, whatever
Whatever
race
their
it
art
is.
form is. That's correct.
And then you guys on the phone will give your answer or give your opinion.
Correct.
And if you're in the majority, you win.
You win. A tie will also go to the caller.
Okay.
There's 6 of us, so 3-3, you win. But if you lose and you're in the minority, you lose.
All right. Let's go to Isabel on line 1. Hello, Isabel.
Good morning.
All right, Isabel, are you ready to play?
Yep, let's do this.
All right. So let's all write down our answers here. Don't say anything.
All right, Isabel, good luck.
Okay.
Don't say anything until I ask, Isabel. But for the room right now, I would like you to write down the movie you most associate with the actor Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Okay.
And let me know when you're done by raising your hand.
I'm done.
All right.
Can I just say I'm done?
Yeah, you can say I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Everyone's done. Everyone's done. All right.
Isabel.
Paul Rudd. What do you associate him with the most?
The only one I can think of right now is one you guys were talking about last week, but overnight delivery.
Overnight delivery.
Delivery.
no.
I got a feeling
That
this is
movie
not going to be
rules.
the
The only one I can
overnight delivery, Isabel says.
I don't even know that movie.
Dude, that movie rules. That's the Ricker's a dog, right?
Okay, well, I will
Okay.
say my answer was Ant-Man.
My
Moon.
answer was Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Mine was Wanderlust.
I got Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
And I said Anchorman, but Ant-Man wins it,
Okay.
and no one said overnight delivery. All right, here's
Terrible answer,
Overnight
Isabel.
delivery is
all right.
incredible. That's
Here's
the best
where the
answer.
comeback starts.
Isabel, you couldn't think of anything else?
She's on the spot.
could have said Clueless, but I still
Clueless?
Clueless would have been good.
Overnight delivery?
Was he in
What?
Wet Hot
I
American
I just
Summer?
watched
Yes.
it. It's in my head.
There's a lot of Paul Rudd flicks.
Okay, next one.
All right, don't answer this, Isabel, yet. Room, Sandra Bullock. What film do you most associate Sandra Bullock?
Okay.
And let me know when everyone's finished, and I'll get
Finished.
Isabel's answer.
Finished.
I'm finished.
Everyone's finished. Isabel, Sandra Bullock.
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. Good answer. I'll start with Rizz.
Speed.
Moon.
Miss Congeniality.
Okay.
Learn.
Practical Magic.
Oh, no.
I got The Proposal.
The Proposal. I said Practical Magic. That's 2 for Practical Magic. 2 for Miss Congeniality.
Oh.
Tie goes to the caller.
Wow.
Lucky.
That was a close one.
Wow. Nobody
Proposal
said,
really bailed you out on that.
nobody said Gravity or a Love Potion number 99.
The Proposal,
number
huh?
9. I thought y'all were going
Ryan
to say
Reynolds.
Blindside.
Practical Magic.
Speed, man.
The sequel's
I
getting ready
live
to
in the
come
movie
out.
Practical
man.
Magic.
Man, all right, comes down to this.
I just watched Practical Magic again. And then there's a sequel coming out. All right, this is it.
There's
is it.
already a Miss Congeniality.
Finally, Room. Don't answer, Isabella. Room, Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio. And let me know when you're all finished, and we'll get Isabella's answer. Rizz is finished. Moon is finished.
Finished.
Yeah.
Lern is finished. Dan is finished. Rafe is finished. Isabella. For the win.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leo DiCaprio.
Titanic. Give me Titanic.
Titanic. Rizz.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Moon.
Oh, my gosh. Titanic.
Learn.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, my
Dan.
gosh.
Titanic.
Oh, it all comes down to this.
Oh, I thought she wins.
No, I said Titanic, so she does.
Okay, great. You win, Isabel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I could have said Wolf of Wall Street, in which case
She would have been screwed.
she might have won. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. She won. Good
Yeah,
job.
it would have been 3. It would have been 3. It would have
3
been
to 3.
Yeah.
It was a close one.
Debbie.
That was an easy one.
Good morning.
All right,
Hi,
Debbie, let's play majority rules.
Good luck, Debbie. Don't answer until the room is answered, Debbie. Room, what movie do you most associate the actor Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton. Let me know when you're finished.
Oh, man.
And we'll get Debbie's answer.
Okay, finished.
Okay, finished.
All right, Debbie. Michael Keaton.
Batman.
Good answer. Moon.
Batman.
Learn.
Multiplicity.
Dan.
Batman.
Batman. Rizz.
Batman!
It's a Batman. Almost a sweep.
There we go.
Although multiplicity
Spotlight.
is a very good, and he's in it 4 times.
He is. He's all over it.
That's not a bad answer.
I was going to say The Founder.
She touched
Have you
my
seen that
peppy,
movie?
Steve.
She touched my BBC.
Got about halfway through it.
Oh, you
Yes.
don't like it?
She touched my
Didn't do
peppy.
anything for me.
Oh, that's a good movie. The Founder. You guys
Founder
saw
is
The
Yeah,
great.
about
Spotlight
McDonald's.
is great. Birdman is great. He is
Multiplicity.
great.
Yeah.
How about
You wanna
Gung-
get nuts?
How about Gung Ho? Remember the movie Gung Ho?
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. You don't remember Gung Ho where he took over the factory?
No.
Beetlejuice,
seen
dude.
Gung Ho, or they opened the They open the last 8 cars, and there's a guy where the engine's supposed to be because he's racing the Japanese to make more cars. That is a good film.
Beetlejuice didn't even get an answer.
No.
Batman or Beetlejuice were the top 2 answers.
Okay, here we go, Debbie.
I thought that might split the room. But we all went Batman, so all is good. Debbie, don't answer yet. Room, Jeff Bridges.
Oh.
The actor Jeff Bridges.
There's one answer to this.
Well, maybe.
Okay, well.
Let me know when everyone's done.
I'm ready.
Done.
All right, everyone's done. Debbie?
Am I thinking of the right person?
Jeff
I'm going to be a winner.
Bridges.
I'm going to say the Big Lebowski.
That is
She
an excellent
says
answer.
Big Lebowski.
Rizz.
Big Lebowski.
Moon.
Tron. No, I'm just kidding.
Get outta
Big
here. Big
Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Yeah.
Lern.
I wrote it down.
Big Lebowski.
Dan.
Lebowski.
Lebowski it is.
Give us the money, Lebowski.
King
All right.
Kong.
Debbie, congratulations.
There was he's been in a lot of good films, but I think that's
Wasn't he in a Kong movie? One of the King Kongs?
well, he was in No Country for Old Men. And
Yes.
I thought maybe that people might go that way, or Starman,
True Grit.
or True Grit,
All right, one more
or
contestant.
Crazy Heart.
Catherine, hello.
Hello.
All right, Catherine, here we go. Majority rules.
Last contestant. Okay, we'll do the music category just to switch
Sure.
things up. Name this. Don't answer, Catherine,
Okay.
until the room has answered. Room, what song do you most associate with the band by the name of the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Is that a dog, by the way, Catherine?
Yes, I'm walking my dogs.
Get that dog some water, for God's sakes.
We're headed home.
Here we go.
Everybody let me know when you're done.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, they're done. All right, Catherine, give me your quintessential Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
All right. Danny, California.
Danny California.
Danny,
Great song.
California.
Great song.
Sorry to hear
I
that.
don't know if this is going to get the room.
It's not.
What?
It's not that.
Californication.
Californication, Moon.
Record.
We're giving away tickets. Give it away.
Give it away.
Give it away. Learn.
Soul to squeeze.
Dan,
Under the Bridge.
Under the Bridge. I also said Soul to Squeeze.
Under the
Sorry.
bridge. Under the bridge.
Under
is
the
Bridge is
probably
the
the right
one.
answer.
Danny,
Yeah.
That's the right
California.
one.
I thought it would be Californication, perhaps, or
Yeah.
Under the Bridge. I did not anticipate.
Give it away.
Jeff Bridges.
Danny, California.
King
Great
Kong.
song.
1976.
All right,
Yes.
next one.
Bombed. All right, next band. Room, don't answer, Catherine. This is where your comeback begins. What song do you most associate with the band, a little startup band, just getting their feet underneath them, called Metallica?
Okay.
Let me know when you're finished, Room, and I
Ready.
will get
Finished.
Learn, run out of time here.
I know.
Metallica,
Okay. I got it. I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Catherine, Metallica.
All right. Enter the Sandman.
Enter the Sandman
okay.
or Enter Sandman.
We'll
That's
say it.
fine.
That's
Enter
a
the
movie.
Sandman.
That's a movie title.
Enter the Sandman was the porno birthdays, but I'm going to go
Enter
Rizz.
Sandman.
Enter Sandman.
Learn.
One.
Good answer, Dan.
Master of Puppets.
Oh, Master of Puppets. I also said Enter the Sandman.
Very good.
Win. All right, comes
That's
down,
that's what Adam Sandler says at a Diddy party. All right, let's keep
comes
going.
down to this. This is it.
Final one.
Yeah.
Room. Don't answer, Catherine. Pink Floyd. What song do you most associate with Pink
Pink
Floyd?
Floyd. Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Finished.
Okay. Good. I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let's go.
All right, Rizz.
Well, we got to get Catherine.
Oh,
in.
Catherine. I thought you answered already. I'm sorry. What's your Catherine? What is your Pink Floyd song?
The Wall.
The Wall. Great answer.
That's not a song.
That's an album.
You know
That's
what
an
you're
album.
saying. You know what she's saying.
You mean another brick in the wall?
Another brick.
Another
in the
brick
wall.
in the wall. We will accept.
Part 1 or 2.
Another brick in the wall.
Another brick in the wall.
Learn.
Shine on you, crazy diamond.
Oh wow.
Another Brick in the Wall.
And I said, wish you were here, but another brick in the wall
Winner!
wins it.
All right. Congratulations. You win. All right. Dan,
Nice job, Catherine.
We love you, buddy.
Thank you so much for
Get
having me here.
thejewels.com.
GetTheJewels.com.
Getthejewels.com for all things jewelry, more choice jewelry. We love you, Dan. Congratulations on taking over the business. John, if you're listening, we love you, buddy.
Yeah, congrats on everything. Retiring
Keep
and
pumping iron.
stepping up. Yeah, get buff, dude.
Keep pumping iron. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back, and Donnie will begin his 28-hour radiothon. Stay there. Is it for us, making way for Donnie Fandango in just a couple minutes, the Donnie Fandango 38-hour radiothon. Or is it 28 hours? I'm sorry. 28. I'm adding another.
You just added 10 hours.
He's like, what?
7 hours.
6-day radiothon.
28-hour radiothon. Yes, all to benefit the Ronald McDonald House Charities of St. Louis. So Donnie's going to be here playing your songs, your requests. So guys, dig deep. And we'll be on with Donnie tomorrow morning helping the cause out. Later on this afternoon, 6 to 8 o'clock, Captain Jim's Fireworks. Come out and see us. Come see Captain Jim. Clavis will be with us. We'll be blowing up stuff and getting you ready for your 4th of July fireworks extravaganza. All right. Michael's Flooring is the sponsor of the clip of the day. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers is the sponsor of our podcast, and it is titled today.
I'm going to tell you what, dude. It's a secret. Okay? You're going to have to go check out the Rizzuto Show podcast, wherever you download podcasts, and find out what today's podcast title is, okay? This is a marketing thing. But we'll get more people there if we just keep it a secret.
All right.
Okay.
Fine.
So we're going to keep it a secret today, but I want you to go, and I want you to hit the little 3 dots and put share episode or share show and text it to your favorite people.
That'd be mighty nice of you.
That's right.
Thank you. All right. What else?
Can you feel the punkTonight.com, August 8th. If you're in the Chicago area, we're playing House of Blues on August 9th. And aside from that, what else I got? Peace and love, chew your food well.
Learn.
Follow me for all of the content after the show. Like, for instance, there was a snake at my house yesterday, and my cats were trying to eat it. And
Ooh.
so, I didn't really share anything about that, but...
What kind of snake?
A garter snake.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, thanks.
No notes.
At Lern versus Radio.
Okay. We leave with a selection from our teamers. Remember the day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from High Ridge. Andrew Watson is our team. Rizz, remember the day. Andrew wants to hear this song. Here it is. And then Donnie begins.
12-day radiothon.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Energy on!